Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studio. Good morning, good morning. Oh, what the hell? What happened yesterday, guys? Oh my God. Poor VG. What yesterday was one of those, oh my God. Like, if there was one blessing or one silver lining in the storm of the Phillies, it's Dombrowski. Like, you're on the clock, buddy. Like, you got to make something happen in a big way. You better go out there and just hammer this trade deadline. You got to win the deadline. You got to have it. It was just abysmal. I mean, absolutely abysmal. It's amazing that they blew that lead yesterday. And here's the problem, too, right? Because we're all going to talk about the bullpen. And yeah, you need to talk about the bullpen. And, you're counting on Luzardo, Wheeler, and Sanchez to be perfect every start. And it's just not possible. It's not possible for them to be great every start. Like, Luzardo was really good yesterday, and then he ran into some trouble. Sanchez had some spotty stuff. We saw what happened to Wheeler on Monday, right? Like, that's just the length of a baseball season, that you can't count on your pitching to be great every time. It was interesting yesterday because Skubal pitched, and Skubal got banged around yesterday, right? Like, he wasn't great. And, that's baseball. So you really they get 6 early, right? And you really got to tack on runs. Like, yesterday's got to be like a blowout. You got to, it was funny. I was listening to the game on the way home, and they make the point. I guess it was Scott Fransky makes the point that it looks like the Marlins are waving the white flag, right? Like 6-0. You got Luzardo on the mound, and it felt like they were waving the white flag. But they get the 3 runs, and all of a sudden it's a ball game. The home run makes it 6-3, and then it's a ball game. So now they're back in it. Where they missed the opportunity was they scored a lot early, and then they just died, right? There was no tack on. The tack on stuff is so important, and their offense is so limited that they can't even tack on runs, because there's a difference between 6-3 and 9-3. And after the Marlins made 6-3, they had a little bit of a threat going in the top of the next inning, and they couldn't get any runs. And that was the ball that told Miami that you're in the game. And then you pitch it differently. Like, you're not going to your back of the bullpen to just save arms. So once you have a chance to win, you're going to try to get, and they couldn't kill them. They couldn't stamp them out. And then the other thing is they're just so not buttoned up. They're such a bad defensive team, silly, dumb things. So yesterday, there was a play at third, and the throw beats the runner. Now, they wound up getting the call on a replay that he was out. But Bohm was late covering third base. He was late getting to third. He lucked out because he got there late and was able to do a swipe tag because the throw beat him, and they got the reversal on the replay. But the embarrassing thing about that is, dude, you got to cover third. Where are you? Why are you late to third? Why are you late to the bag? You can't be late to the bag. And I mean, that's those little things is why you're not going to win. It's those little buttoned up things that say that you're not going to win. Because come October and the Dodgers got a runner on and they steal third and Bohm's late back, all of a sudden, that's a run that you're giving up. Less than 2 outs. Runner on third. You're going to give up a run. And it's those hidden plays during the game they just suck at. They're not good. They're just not good at it. And at this stage of where they're at in the build and the run and everything else, that's inexcusable. Like, I'd be pissed off. If I was the pitcher, I'm pissed off at Bohm. Yo, dude, why are you late covering third base on the steal? I got a catcher with a great pop time and a great arm. And, thank God, because he can't hit. But, he's a great defensive catcher. And he makes a great throw. And you almost blew it. And that's indicative. Those little hidden things in the middle of that game is why you're not going to win. Like, the bullpen's obvious, right? Like, you look at that bullpen, and that was just horrendous. You just let them come right back. Awful. Just awful. It was an awful loss yesterday. They get swept by a team that lost 12 straight coming into the series. And now all of a sudden, the buttholes are tight, right? Now all of a sudden, you start to look at the rest of the way and you're going, oh, I got to fight off the Nationals. I got to fight off the Marlins. Like, they're on my tail. Forget about catching Atlanta, because we all thought, including myself, that catching Atlanta was a certainty, that you were going to catch them. The way they were leaking oil, but they got Acuna back, and, they got some pitching back. The sale was ridiculous last night. Like, you're going to have, that's a problem. Good morning, VG.
What's up, dude? They stink.
Okay.
It's in free fall, dude. It's a disaster. They can't play. You got a GM and a star who are still bickering. You got a manager interjecting him into it, ripping the star because his son's the GM. It's like drama. So I'm all in now. Now it's like Love Island, basically. It's like a reality show. I had nothing to watch.
It's not Love Island.
I had nothing to watch. Now I got a reality show going on. Matt Gelb's calling it the Cold War.
It's the hate island.
Yeah. It's like, what's happening here? They're in free fall. There's holes all over. The front office is not happy with Bryce because of his comments. It's just like,
how soon until he gets out?
Bryce?
Yeah, until he goes out.
I think next year maybe.
You know what? I'm out.
Yeah.
At some point.
I'm at this point, goodbye. See you. I can't be in a foxhole with a guy that if I look at you, Anthony, you say, we need help. We can't do this alone. We need help. What? I'm in a foxhole with you?
Well,
we're at the end of the game last night. We're going to come back. I look down. I'm like, Bryce, we need help, right? We can't do this on our own. This is what your leader says. We cannot do this on our own. We are incapable of doing this on our own. We need help. I never remember a leader of a team ever saying that.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I've been around teams where guys have said that.
Out loud?
Yeah.
Like the leader says that. I don't remember that in real.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I covered it. I've had, now, come the deadline.
Just because it's happened doesn't mean it's good or right.
Well, but let me play devil's advocate with you, all right? You're Harper, and you look around, and you go, look at this lineup.
Sure.
We can't win with this lineup.
Well, you don't say that out loud.
Well, you do if you want to put pressure on the GM to make a trade.
Well, you do if you're holding a grudge because your butt got hurt in the offseason and you've been waiting all season to get your shot at Dombo. You got your shot. Great. Okay. Now the whole team knows they stink.
I'm not arguing that point.
Right. He's been waiting the whole season for that moment.
Do I think that that's part of the impetus? I do. I agree with you. But I've seen players many times put the pressure on the front office to go get players at the deadline.
All right. So I'll play devil's advocate because when Dombo said he's not elite and I said that'll motivate him, you said you don't think he knows to motivate. You don't think Dombo in the front office know that they need to do stuff? Does he need to call it out like that? Dombo knows. The whole front office knows. The whole city knows they got to do stuff.
Okay. So does Dombo know? I don't know. But all I know about Dombo is he's failed miserably.
Sure.
He was given the nucleus of a team that was a contender. Mm-hmm. They only call fire. And the amazing thing about it is they catch fire. And it really is history repeating itself. This in 22 was like 08, right? Where they're a wild card team. They weren't a wild card team in 08, but it's the same kind of thing. But nobody was picking them to win it in 08. They get hot, and they just roll, right? And they roll right to the World Series. And until Topper takes Wheeler out, should have won the World Series, like in 08.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then you look at the lineup was better. They were also being fed fastballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were raking, right? Up until the point where Arizona exposed them in Game 6 and Game 7 with Brandon Pfaadt.
Hate that dude. Hate
Right?
that dude.
All the hey, let's pitch backwards and we're not throwing fastballs. And ever since that point, the offense has been spotty, right? But instead of addressing that and going, hey man, I gotta reshape this thing. We're 3 years later, full 3 years later, there's still Bohm.
Yep.
There's still Stott. There's still Marsh. Like, again, Stott had a nice game yesterday. Marsh has had a great first half. But now you see, like, he is what he is. Like, the back of the baseball card never lies.
Right.
It never lies.
So he'll be a 250, 260 hitter by the end.
Yes.
He's down to 280
yes.
now.
And you know, Bohm kills you. He's my least favorite player, Bohm. I can't. He's the one that I hate watching the most.
I could tell
play
by
baseball.
the opening.
Dude, you're taught. I mean, this is stuff that I teach my kids, my 13U kids, that you got to be on the bag. We had a kid not cover second, right? And it was his responsibility to cover second.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like him walking off the field, and I pull him aside. I'm like, dude, like, where were you? Like, you know, you got to cover second base on that steal. Like, you got to, and it's a little thing. And I'm only bringing up a kid's game just because this is what it is, right? Alec Bohm, at this stage of his career, being late to cover third base, that's a huge problem. Like, being buttoned up. And the difference between the 08 Phillies.
It's not just a Bohm issue, it's the whole team.
No, I know. But it's indicative of the whole team.
Right.
But we talk about being strong up the middle. Utley, Rollins, Victorino. Like, again, you know, other than JT behind the plate, they're not strong up the middle. And then you got the bonehead stuff that happens. It's kill. It really is. It's awful.
They're awful.
I don't know. If I watch Alec Bohm swing a bat one more time, I can't do it. I can't believe he's still here. I can't believe this dude is still here.
It's 3 years they've been trying to get rid of him.
It's unbelievable that Dombrowski didn't just cut ties with him and give him away.
Right. Right.
You know, give me prospect 9 and 14.
Nobody. Maybe
for a guy that wasn't making big money, like you should have been moved on, and you could have figured out third base. If you can't field and outfield, right? Then you got to get power elsewhere. So you can't drag down third base. Third base needs to be a power spot if you can't build an outfield.
When was the last time we had power from third base or the corner outfields? It's very frustrating.
It is.
And Donnie baseball, he stinks.
Stinks.
He can't run a bullpen. What's he doing? Seth Johnson's staying.
Like, they're bad.
He waited too long. Lizardo was leaking, man. Like, what are you doing?
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it was mad. It was tick, tock.
Yeah. Let me see Bryce now talk about when he was on the podcast with Mookie Betts saying, "Oh, Don, it's good to have a guy who played before."
Listen, I know you got your bullseye for Bryce. That's fine.
I'm just saying. I want to hear. I bet you he doesn't like Donnie. That's a Donnie baseball. I bet you he doesn't like Donnie baseball right now.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's not a bullseye on Bryce. It's a bullseye on all. They're all culpable. There's multiple claims to go around.
I just look at it and go, I can't believe they're in this spot. The mismanagement is so bad. Like, they have mismanaged this thing. It was amazing because they lucked out. Like, they just lucked out. It was really Middleton just buying some decent players, and they lucked out on this whole run.
Yeah. I mean, it's been zero development. And they're stuck. I don't know what they're going to do. Trey's here till 2037. 6? I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand how you don't have someone to come in that, like, they're talking about succession plans for Dombrowski,
with
right?
an extension.
Right. And I'm going,
What are we doing?
you guys are out of your minds bringing this guy back.
Right.
Right. And then allowing him to have some grand succession plan. Like, what am I going to do? My succession plan for how to bleep up a freaking huge payroll?
Right. And develop nothing. They don't have one player at any position.
Not
one player at any position that brings
I-
out any juice. You're like, oh, I can't wait to see
dude,
it.
I wish to God I could get 20 minutes with Middleton. 20 minutes with Middleton. Oh, chapter and verse. And I'd start with their farm system. And like how you don't utilize the few tools that you have here. Listen, I'm not telling you that David Segui is going to come in and like reshape everything. But I brought him up to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, the guy understands hitting more than, I mean, have a conversation with him.
I have. We've
like,
had him on.
Like the guy knows hitting inside and out. All right? Inside and out knows hitting. Like, and he's a relatable dude that can teach it. And he's got all the money in the world. He's got nothing to do. He's in Mexico as a hitting coach in the Mexican league. Bring him into your minor league system and have him work with these kids.
Right.
Because they don't develop. It's one thing we talk about bad drafting, but in fairness to the drafting, you got to develop the player. Like, you can see kids who have ability. Because we're talking about, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see them have ability. You now have to develop them to become big leaguers. They're not finished products coming out of high school or 1 or 2 years in the SEC. They still need to be developed. And whatever they're doing down there, it's just not working.
Like, what are the odds with Renteria, right? What are the odds they're going to develop him? There's 0 out of how many?
I just go Jalen Ortiz. I won't until I believe it.
They've never developed anybody like that. So
until I say it, I'm not going to believe it.
Why would you?
I mean,
you'd be a fool to believe it.
Otherwise, I remember Jalen Ortiz. I remember Charlie saying, dude, he's hitting bombs into the trees on the backfields in Clearwater. Oh my God, a right-handed power bat.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, Ortiz. Yeah. And then the kid never made it. I guess he couldn't hit a breaking ball, and that was it. Never made it.
It's so frustrating. The team.
It is. It's and yesterday.
And what's so frustrating
by tomorrow.
It is what everyone who had any wasn't juiced up for opening day. It's because this is what it was. This is what it's been. We saw it coming.
Yeah, because when you're standing pat.
Yeah, they ran it back, and everyone's like, "What? I can remember fit that. Like, we're running this back. Why are we running this back?"
Well, the bone thing again. The bone thing, it drives me nuts. I got to watch that dude again. He's not good. Just not good. It's not good. All right. We got our training camp report coming up. Bo will join us for our Readers Inside the Nest, day 2 of training camp. And my man, Vic, is going to talk today. Looking forward to that. He's going to be at the podium in about 25 minutes. So look forward to that. Bo's going to give us an update on yesterday, what to expect today. Eagles training camp 2026, baby. It's here. First, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Birds training camp underway. Perfect time to make your futures bets. All right, here you go. They got you covered for football futures. L.A., Baltimore, and Buffalo are the favorites. I get the Rams. I don't get Baltimore or Buffalo. Birds right now, $25. Brings back $425.
To win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Live betting on Philadelphia baseball, your sports is the best. Check it out on the BetParks app. It's your casino at your fingertips as well. New customers get $500 casino bonus back and 500 spins on the game. Go, 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 collect them. All your favorite slots and blackjack, everything else. BetParks.com is the details. Going to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about, Rita's. Be cool, go to Rita's. And if you're looking for the perfect way to cool off this summer, check out Rita's brand new Shirley Temple Italian Ice.
I love a Shirley Temple.
He's freaking out.
Shirley
Help
Temple.
out, Jules.
We got to get some up here.
He was freaking out, man. He loves the Shirley Temple. All right. You also, while you're there, grab a limited edition Shirley Temple cup, snap a photo, post on social media. You can win free Rita's for a year. Don't wait. This flavor's only around for a limited time. Rita's is about way more than one great flavor. Italian Ice made fresh daily, real fruit. Their frozen custard, unbelievable creamy. You've never had a gelati, then you got to do it. Layers of Italian Ice and frozen custard together. It's ridiculous. Before you head over, download Rita's app to find your nearest location. Order ahead. And if you're a new app user, you even get a free small treat for just signing up. With so many flavors to mix and match, the combinations are endless. Treat yourself to a scoop of happiness this summer. Rita's Ice Custard Happiness. Be cool. Go to Rita's. You were freaking out over the Shirley Temple.
I'm a big fan of the Shirley Temple.
How about
one of the all-time
Shirley
greats.
Temple. He was like freaking out. You
was very excited.
Embiid and Donovan McNabb,
Love
the biggest Shirley Temple fans
Oh,
I know.
What a crew.
That's
Three
right.
Stooges.
There you go. 3 of you guys. All right, now, speaking of Rita's, let's go. Rita's brings us our training camp report for today. Bo live at NovaCare. Nobody covers the birds like Bo and EJ. Let's get it right to it. Good morning, Bo.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wulf.
That's it. Inside the Nest. Don't forget, Bo and EJ every day, bringing you the latest on what's happening with the birds. Good morning, my brother. You're muted.
Every time. I got to tell you, Rita's has their truck at practice here at training camp, and they've got the Shirley Temple flavor there. So I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to need a full report on that one.
Yeah, VG wants the Shirley Temple report. All right. Give me your reaction from yesterday and how it went.
I said on the show yesterday, player of the day, to me, the best news about yesterday, Jalen Hurts looked good. And it wasn't lights out, but it was a market improvement from the spring. You could see that he is more comfortable already in this scheme. 3 throws in particular stood out to me. He had one beautiful throw to Darius Cooper, who made a diving catch past Cooper DeJean in 7-on-7s, throw down the seam. That was down the middle. In team drills, he had a nice tight window completion to Dontavian Wicks, one of those plays where the ball has to be low. That's the only area that he can throw it. He nails it. It's like a 12-yard first down completion. Wicks goes down and gets it. And then the most beautiful throw of the day was a deep dig to Devontae Smith for about 15, 20 yards on Quinyon Mitchell, dots it right on his hands. It was really nice to see from Jalen, and obviously he's coming in with the swagger of knowing that this is his team with no A.J. Brown, with this new offense. The onus is on him to prove that he can run this different kind of scheme. It wasn't perfect. There was a play where it was a play action rollout to his left, and he throws the ball to Darius Cooper, and the ball dies a little bit. It's, this is like a quick throw, and his feet just weren't fully underneath him, and he was upset at himself afterwards. And I thought that was fine, because that's not a play that he has repped a million times. The next time he has that play, his feet are going to be underneath him. He made the right read. He just didn't, fully get the ball there. It was a completion, but it wasn't what the play could have been. And I think you can already see the improvement from the spring to the summer. I am expecting we're going to see improvement from yesterday to 2 weeks from now. I think it was an encouraging sign.
Look at that. That makes me feel good, Bo. That makes me feel great.
I mean, listen, it's one day at training camp. It's one day of practice. But I thought but I thought it was a pretty encouraging day yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like, we're going to be looking at every day, and it's important to see these glimpses. Like, the fact that you see an improvement from the spring is just a good sign. Like, I don't care. Today could be bad, but tomorrow could be better. And then the next day could be even better. Like, that's how it's going to go. It's going to go like this when you're installing. That's the whole purpose of camp, right? It's the whole purpose of practice and working on this stuff. But seeing little things, I love that. See, this is why you're great, all right? Is that you're a true football man, that you notice that the ball dies because of his feet, and he was upset over it because he knew that his feet needed to be set and under him. And the fact that you see that and he recognized the right read. See, with Jalen, I don't have any problem. I don't have any issues about, making the throw. Like, you're going to make the throw. He's going to get the ball there. My concern within this offense is processing it and quickly reading it, getting it out. Because the fast process is the hardest thing in that league and in that offense, right? Which is making that identification, going quickly through, making the right progressions and ball out. Like, that's a tough thing to master. That's the toughest thing for a quarterback to do. And when you had your legs, you can get away with, being, half good at it. You got to be all the way good at it now.
I think that's right. And, Lane was making the case yesterday that this offense makes things easier for both the offensive line and the quarterback. To your point, I was encouraged yesterday at the quickness with which he was moving through his reads, even if it was one where he had to get to his fourth read and that was a check down to Saquon Barkley. It was happening quickly.
Yeah, that's going to be the whole key to this thing for him, right? The whole key for him. And how is his pocket movement? Because that's the other thing. I want you to tell me about pocket movement, about footwork, and about ball handling.
Yeah, so they're moving the pocket a little bit. There's a lot of these rollouts, and a lot yesterday there was a lot of work on rolling out to the opposite side, so to Jalen's left. And Fran made the good point that even when we saw Cole Payton, he had to roll to his right. So it was not like they were adjusting what they were working on. So the teaching points in the room are going to be the same because you're throwing across your body instead of going the normal way. There was not a ton of him having to sit in the pocket and manipulate forward and back like you would see in a regular season game necessarily. But I will keep an eye on that as well. And the footwork, I think, it has been improved. It is going to be a focal point, and I think it is not fully there yet, but I think it's encouraging.
I know Parks Frazier is going to work on that heavily on the foot, and you're right. The pocket stuff will come in games when it's a real rush and everything else. But like all those subtle movements, I'm curious because this is his great, I think, next act, right? Like the second act of Jalen Hurts happens under center. And, I'm excited for it. I really am. I love the fact that you saw those glimpses today.
Yeah, I asked Jalen yesterday, I know that you always approach everything with intentionality and you're going to try to, the mission is the mission and you're excited about the process. But the fact that it is so different this year, does that, give you any extra juice? Does that motivate you at all? Because it's a bigger challenge than it's been years past. And he said, not really, the mission is the mission, but I think there is something to that. I really do. I think that this is part of it is post AJ and proving that, he can make this a successful offense without AJ Brown. But I think part of it is proving that, he has said he was intentional about saying at the end of the year, he wants to have a home on offense, a schematic home. And I think that he wants to prove that this can be his home. And, there's a world.
I love that. I love that answer, dude. I love that.
And there's a world in which Jalen has an awesome year, looks like a top 5 quarterback again. And we're all sitting here wondering, well, why the hell weren't they running this offense for the past 5 years?
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
I know it doesn't work that way, but
5 years ago, he was still a running quarterback, right? Like you're able to run, to do read ops and everything else. I think Kellen Moore tried to make it like this, knowing Kellen and kind of what his mind was. I think he tried to put a lot of this stuff in it, and it just didn't work. right? I mean, Petula was incapable of doing it. And I think now you needed everybody on board, right, to say, this is how we're going to run offense. You need everybody from the new O-line coach to the quarterback's coach to now Mannion to say, no. This is what we're doing. Kellen didn't have that, right? Like Kellen, it was like, let's invoke some of these principles, but there was no real buy-in from everybody when it came to that.
I think you're right, and I think the fact that Jalen saw it go the way it did last year. Sorry, I'm now walking over to Vic. Tells you that he's not blind. He watched the tape. He knows that he's got work to do, and this offense has work to do.
Yeah,
my PHLY on for you.
I love it. You know what? I love the walk and talk. Like I feel like Scorsese, because Scorsese was the guy that he really honed in on the walk.
Yeah, you think should I go through the back room of the kitchen here? We'll do
you look
good fellas thing. Yeah,
yes,
let's do it.
Yes. Yeah, don't you work? Henry. Tell me about Mannion. I'm enamored by Mannion. I want to know every little detail about Mannion. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Mannion is you just see how different the offense looks. We have gone through different offensive coordinator changes in the past here with Sirianni, and you're always kind of wondering how different is it actually going to look. And sometimes it regresses and it looks just more like the Sirianni offense. I mean, we see 80% of the plays are under center. It could not look more different. There's so much more intentional motion. There is no doubt that the offense is going to look much different this year than it has in years past. He is not after just a couple days of watching him in the spring and then yesterday, he's not the most demonstrative guy during practice. That hasn't come out just yet. And he's not necessarily, with Jalen all the time or, in individual drills. He's letting Parks Frazier be the guy who's working with him on mechanics and stuff. I think he's pretty focused on running the practice because, listen, there's the installation, which I think that you can trust that he's doing a good job with. The big question mark is going to be play calling, right? That's the thing that he's never done before. And so, Nick talked in the spring about wanting to give him some reps during practice at that. So Nick will call out a situation, say it's 2nd and 12, whatever it is, call it live. So that's how Mannion is getting his reps now. I think that's maybe one of the things that he's focused on during practice.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by kind of what how he's going to approach this thing. And were you looking at body language at all with him?
Not with Mannion. I was, there's so many guys, 90 guys on the field. I'm trying to get my eyes on all of them, especially during the action.
No, I get it.
But I think in between periods, I'll take a little more look at him.
Yeah, you know what? I would love, if you don't mind, spend part of it. Give me 10 minutes just examining Mannion, right?
Sure.
Like just his ways, what you're seeing. Is he stopping and teaching? I love that stuff. So I'm curious to see what he's about. What else did you notice yesterday? How about on the other side of the ball?
I'm going to give you one down the roster guy who I said on the show yesterday. He made the team yesterday. And I know that that's a silly thing to say after one day. But this is my 17th training camp, cuz I've seen a lot of really bad rookie quarterbacks. Cole Payton's going to make this team.
Yeah.
He's going to make the team. He had 3 throws yesterday that were really impressive. And we're talking about a guy who is a developmental player to begin with. Part of the reason you like him is because he's such a good athlete. The fact that he's looking good in this setting, I mean, they use a 5th-round pick on him. He's going to make the team.
So what does that mean for Tanner?
Well,
that's going to be the real issue right here. Like when you see Peyton, well, first of all, give me your scouting, your own scouting report of Peyton and what you see, like kind of project out with Peyton.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the hardest ball you've ever seen. There's a little bit of loft to it, and he's got to work to get it there, but he's accurate. We know that he's mobile and he's athletic. I think that he can be, if he develops correctly, he can be a very good backup quarterback in the mold of, like Malik Willis.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's maybe right.
Okay.
Not quite as athletic and doesn't have quite the arm strength, but in terms of what he can bring to the table, I feel like that's maybe a good comp. And yeah, I mean, listen, Nick said yesterday that they think competition brings out the best of guys. It's going to be a competition at backup quarterback. And it was yesterday, Tanner and Dalton were splitting reps, drill by drill, who was the backup quarterback. It was actually not McKee's best day yesterday. Dalton had a couple nice completions, better than he looked in the spring. I'm still fascinated by how this all plays out, but you could say there's room for 4 quarterbacks. I don't know.
No, I mean, that would be an anomaly. I have to tell you, I'm scared to death to have Dalton as my backup. I just don't want it. I would much rather have McKee as my backup. And that's just,
I totally agree with you.
I mean, like, it's one thing you're in shorts throwing the ball. It's another thing when you got 290-pound tackles in your face, right? Like, I just don't think the guy could play anymore.
I agree with you. I don't like the prospect of him having to play in a game.
Just make him a coach if that's what you like him in the room.
Yeah. I'm with
that.
Like, get away.
All right. I guess you're headed to
Vic. Can I get to Vic?
All right. If something happens, do me a favor. Check in. We're on till noon. If you can check in, even if it's audio only, because I know they can't.
Yep.
You can't film. So even if it's audio only, just check in and let us know what happened. Or text me, one or the other. All right.
Can do that.
Thanks, buddy. Great stuff.
All right. Thanks,
2
guys.
o'clock today. You guys are killing it, man. Day 1. Let's go. Day 2's underway. Here's Bo. Our inside camp.
It all sounds great. Everything you read. Offensive line, Lane, they're all super happy about this offense under center. Confusing for the defense, simple for the offense. Saquon's happy about it.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's again, you're in shorts, right? Like,
yeah,
so we have to qualify everything by saying we're in shorts, right? It's why, look, I know it's cute to chart every throw from Jalen and all the other stuff, but it just holds no meaning. Because of even what Bo said, right, about the one play where he didn't have his feet under him, right? And so people go, well, the ball died. It wasn't a good throw. Okay, well, you know what? He made the right read. And the fact that you make the right read and you're able to do that is it's like, that to me is your learning, right? Like, that to me is all part of it. Like, you'll get your... as all the reps and you keep going and everything happens, like, you're day 1, right? Like, you're going to get your feet, like, all that stuff's going to be kind of become second nature. He's got to go through all this. This camp is not about what you see daily. It's about the cumulative path to being a pocket, an under center, not going to be a pocket, but an under center quarterback.
Yeah, it's all a learning process. Yeah, it seemed like from reading different reports, a lot of rollouts. And
I love moving the pocket. And I'm a big fan of moving the pocket.
It feels like the air might be a little lighter down there without AJ around. Seems like it. I think he's going to flourish this year. And I'm on the other side of the ball with Grenard not there. They say Jalix all over the place.
He's going to have a huge year.
Yeah, it seems like it from day 1.
I get the sense. I was talking to somebody down there, and they said, watch out for Hunt. Hunt is going to have a monster year. I could see that.
Took full advantage of his opportunity yesterday.
I could totally see that. I could totally see. Look, their defense is going to be really, really good. Like I love their defense. I mean, I can see a lot of games where they're going to run the ball more. Clock's going to go. I don't see a lot of 38-34 games.
I don't think the other team's going to get 34, but I don't know. I'm optimistic on this offense.
It's day 1, dude.
I'm optimistic on this offense. I think Mannion's going to be
Yeah, but you just trust me on one thing. All right?
No,
Take your
I'm not trusting you. Not trusting you.
Take your fan hat off.
Nope.
All
I
right?
love the fan. I'm a big Hatsman. Love the fan hat.
I know. Just do me a favor.
No. They might put up 28 on the first game.
Okay. The style in which they play, because they're going to be run heavy, isn't going to lend itself to being, scoring 35 a game. You still don't have
28
points a game? No, they're not going to score 28 points a game.
Ooh, we make a wager on this.
Okay.
27.5 we'll put. Does the offense average
They're
that?
not going to average 28 points a game. They're not. They're not going to average. Like that's not.
Mannion, baby. Mannion.
It's not about, but again, it's not about the scoring points and all the other. It's about running a real good offense. And they're not, it's not a gaudy, it can't be a gaudy offense because you subtracted A.J. Brown. So it's not going to be gaudy. Mark this down, Jules. July 30th.
Anthony out on the offense, VG in on the offense.
Okay. That is completely a mischaracterization from a football rube.
You're down on the offense.
It's not about down on it. It's about expectations of the offense and what the offense needs to be.
How many points did the 49ers average last year?
Oh, my God. Why do you irritate me to no end?
I don't know why just me being happy and optimistic irritation.
No, but you take it to the nth degree.
Just that they're going to average 28 points a game.
28 points is a lot of points.
That's not that money.
What are you talking about? 28 points is a lot of points to average.
This defense is going to be, the other team's going to be 3 and out. They're going to have a time of possession is going to be in their favor.
I need a timeout, Jules. I can't with this unrealistic silliness. Timeout. Timeout. I need a timeout from VG. Oh, God. Talk about our friends, please.
Is it me, or does summer always make you want to switch things up around the house? Maybe finally replace that old couch you've been talking about, or give the bedroom, give it a little refresh. Well, Ashley's Summer Savings Event is the perfect excuse to do it. Right now, you'll find stylish furniture starting at just $399. And for a limited time, you can pay no interest for 5 full years, 0 interest. So whether you're updating one room or the whole house, now's the time to make it happen. Upgrade your space, enjoy those summer vibes, and shop Ashley's Summer Savings Event in-store or at ashley.com. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. Is it me, or does summer always make you want to switch things up around the house? Maybe finally replace that old couch you've been talking about, or give the bedroom, give it a little refresh. Well, Ashley's Summer Savings Event is the perfect excuse to do it. Right now, you'll find stylish furniture starting at just $399. And for a limited time, you can pay no interest for 5 full years, 0 interest. So whether you're updating one room or the whole house, now's the time to make it happen. Upgrade your space, enjoy those summer vibes, and shop Ashley's Summer Savings Event in-store or at ashley.com.
You know how many teams averaged 28 points a game last year?
5 or 6.
4.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The Bills averaged 27.5.
I got them at 28.3.
Well, you're wrong.
For 2025?
I'm looking at it.
I am too.
I'm looking at it.
I am too.
The Rams averaged 30.5. The
Yes.
Patriots averaged 28.8.
Yes.
The Texans averaged 28.4. Seahawks averaged 28.4.
Yes.
The Bills averaged 27.5. The Jaguars averaged 27.5. You know how many points the Eagles averaged last year?
I do know.
And they were 11th. They averaged 23 points a game last year.
Patullo.
At 11, and they were 11th in the
Yeah,
league.
with Patullo.
11th. That's with A.J. Brown, too.
I got Jacksonville,
And
27.9.
the Eagles' defense.
27.7.
And the Eagles' defense. One of them is wrong because I'm looking at it.
I'm on ESPN.
Colts,
What are you on?
I'm on Pro Football Reference.
I go ESPN.
I go Pro Football Reference. And the point is,
how can we have different numbers?
I don't
How
know.
is
I'm
that
on
even
Pro Football.
possible?
I'm on Pro Football Reference. I just think you're just yanking my chain like you always do. You're just such a yanker.
I'm looking.
There's probably five times a show.
I'm not making this
There's
up.
probably 5 times a show that I just want to hit you in the head. Like I just want to take a hatchet and just hit you in the middle of the forehead.
How can we have different numbers? How is this even possible?
He right off the bat, one day, he
How is
says,
that possible?
one day, the guy says to me, the Eagles are going to average 28 points a game. That is way out of line. It's way too high. 28 points a game is ridiculous. 4 teams average 28 points.
Average 27.9.
4 teams average that.
No.
4 teams.
5 according to my source.
Yeah.
24?
Yes.
No.
Like 20 with their defense, that's good.
No.
But that's normal. That's realistic. That's football.
I'm looking
And
at
not fantasy fandom.
a McVay offense where it's
30.5. I need Pat.
and a Niners
Pat.
offense.
I need a
26.
professional.
Good luck today, Julia.
Love it.
What's the Neto?
Yeah.
Another guy strikes out, but
A lot of control, though.
yeah, I mean, at least you got a real shortstop. And play that guy in center field. But, all right, I need Pat desperately.
I gotta
professional.
figure out why these numbers are off.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McClune.
Oh, thank the Lord. I got a real pro. Good morning there, Mr. Editor. Are you muted, buddy?
I'm not now. My fault.
That's all right. We say
Haven't done
pal.
that. How you doing? How you doing? I needed to give Julia something to. It's been a while since she had a good reason to laugh at me. Probably about 7 days. So there you go. I'm doing well, boys. I'm doing well.
Oh, thank you, Father Pat. Thank you.
Yes, we're loaded for bear at the editor's desk. We're in good shape. Very good shape. Plenty to talk about, boys.
Can you please do me a favor? As a football man, averaging 28 points a game is a lot in this league. It's a lot. I mean, it's reserved for those Rams, those teams that really are going to play that style of football. With the Eagles style of football, when you're going to run the ball, you're going to play defense. They're not built to average, and you subtracted A.J. Brown. You're not built to average 28 points. Nonetheless, in a time when you're starting with a new offense, right? Like, it's the first year of a new offense. How in the world can you expect 28 points a game?
Yeah, that's a lot to ask. And like you said, you'd be catching up. You're kind of catching up from behind, really, because the first couple games you probably are not going to light it up. On given games, they can go well over 28, but to try to sustain that as an average for the whole year, that is asking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, come in with being realistic, right? Like they're let's see, let's the little things. Let's not go lead the league in 3 and outs. I'd be happy with that. Forget about if you average 28 points a game. Just don't lead the league in 3 and outs. How's that?
Yes. Don't snap the ball at the same time every play. There's a lot of fundamental things here that are about to change, and as they do change, that average is going to go up, and it does have to go up.
And the other thing is, with that defense, You don't need to be the greatest show on turf with that defense. With the way that defense is, you could average 24.5 points a game and go win 12 games.
Yeah, and hopefully, like you said, the end of the game is basic. You have a few games where you're basically handing it off to Saquon and Tank and just kind of putting the other team out of their misery. I mean, that would be great. The 28 points a game and that kind of thing, a lot of that is for like Air Coryell kind of, we don't have any defense,
Yeah, you're going to get shootouts. Right.
It'd be interesting to see how that plays out in the NBA too, Anthony. I mean, the teams that probably average the most points a game are probably not the teams at the top. They're the teams that play a style of game that doesn't necessarily include defense, and it's a run and gun. And I mean,
although
probably been.
I think with this squad, they're going to score. Like I think this squad is going to be up and down, and they're going to pour it in.
Well, that's the key to the squad, is that whether they can get themselves gelled enough and comfortable enough with each other to push the ball and get up and going, because the whole team's made for, even like Simons and guys like that, are made for running the floor.
This is the Hoagie Hangout with the editor, brought to us by our good friends at Wawa.
Love Wawa. Can I ask you guys something, Pat, since you brought this up? Do you know who led the league in rushing last year? What team?
As a team?
Yes.
As a team, I'm going to say Indianapolis.
It would be the Buffalo Bills. Do you know what they average points per game? 28.3.
You know who their quarterback is?
He hasn't won a Super Bowl. We got a Super Bowl quarterback.
Stop! Shut up!
I mean, I'm just giving you facts. All I'm doing is giving you facts.
Stop being
you guys both said if you rush the ball, you're not going to put up a lot of points. The leading team rushing put up the most points.
Stop.
Pat, help, Pat.
Pat, please.
You have a man of principle beside you, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Yes. Shall we move on?
Please. Let's move on to our headlines.
Okay. Here are our headlines, guys. I actually moved the Sixers to the top. We have Sixers, Eagles / NFL, Phillies, as I say in as low voice as possible, and international sports lore.
All right, let's go international sports lore first.
Here we go. This thing is so up your alley, Anthony.
Really?
Okay. Yes. I was thinking about a way for the one aspect of this I had in my rainy day file as a way to kind of bring up, and I thought, nah, I don't. But then a couple things came together, and those things came together with stuff that is right up your alley. The headline for international sports lore is "Hold the Mayo." Okay.
I hold the Mayo.
That's what you tell them at Wawa on occasion. Hold the Mayo, boy.
Nah, keep that stuff away from me.
There you go.
It's like VG, liquid VG.
I'm an oilsman as well. And the reason we come up with Hold the Mayo is this, Anthony. I'm going to bring you to there is the correct coat of arms for County Mayo in Ireland. And I'm going to bring you to the competition of last week and a thing called the All-Ireland Final. And the All-Ireland Final, and they play it in 6 different sports, the All-Ireland Gaelic Football Final matched Mayo against the defending champion County Kerry of the Ring of Kerry fame in Ireland, a wonderful attraction that everyone must see. And so Mayo is playing Kerry, and Mayo pulls the upset. And not only did they pull the upset, but getting into the area that is up your alley, Anthony, they eradicated the curse of Mayo.
Wait. I want to show you something because I'm all over this.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. There you go.
I have a family connection to that team.
Oh,
There you go, Pat.
oh my. That is wonderful. At the match?
Look at this. Look at
Ah,
this.
that might be the Sam McGuire Cup.
So I'll hit you with this, and then you tell everybody about the curse. So you know my cousin Joey.
Of course.
You know my cousin Joey married a lovely woman, Karen
The
Bryce.
principal,
Her
Delco's
parents,
finest principal at St. Dorothy's.
correct. Karen's parents are directly from Ireland. And the nephews are played in the game. They
No
have
way.
studs that play in the game. And so
Wow.
I kid you not, like it was like a big deal with all the Bryces, and I was following along for them. Like they're beautiful people, and their sons are studs. It's in fact, it's hold on. It's Cillian, who is awesome. It's amazing. These are the family, the brothers that star on that team.
Yeah, that's a beautiful name. There's that great actor, and it has my wife's maiden name, Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
That's a very, very, very. That's Irish at its best.
Yeah, but
That's
I guess all the kids are like they're players, like they're studs.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. And these are the pride of the areas. And so what happened this weekend was Mayo had gone 75 years without winning the title. And in 1951, the legend is that in celebrating the title, that the Mayo lorry or caravan that would bring them across kind of interrupted a funeral procession in Ireland. And the priest said that they are cursed and no Mayo will ever win again as long as ye all shall live. And let's move forward. Mayo, curse schmurse, get out of here. And they got to the final and lost. And they got to a final and lost. And they did it 11 times. 11 times.
Yes.
And now, a little while ago, the last bloke on the 1951 team passes away. And so, as long as ye all shall live, they're all checked out. And Mayo gives it another go. And they get a W after 11. And the curse is lifted. The curse is lifted.
Isn't that amazing? The guy dies after the season, and then they win it. Like, it's unbelievable. It's such a great story, man.
Yeah, and you don't want to go fact checking every aspect of it, but it's a great mythology and a great competition and a great love of your land. And I knew it had to be right up your alley, and you must have been rooting fiercely. So
I was all about Mayo, man. It's such a great story. Like back in the day, this would have been something that when there was a budget and people cared about great stories, this would have been a story that you would have sent somebody over to do. Like what a story. Because Irish football is bigger than soccer. Like it's the biggest thing they got going there. Like soccer's not even close to Irish football.
Right, exactly right. And you just got my wheels turning, Anthony. That's one of those deals where you have Rich Hoffman over in Wimbledon, and you say, "Hey, Rich, while you're on your way or
Yeah.
on the way back, as you know, how many times you got dispatched and
Oh, I
something
loved
broke,
it. I still
and
love
then
it.
you had to switch gears and go somewhere else." That's what made your bones. That's what gave you the
I miss
background.
it every day. What I used to be like, I would be in Seattle, and they would say, "Oh, you're on the West Coast. Go here, go there." And then I call American Express Travel, and I would change my flights and everything. And all right, I did it, and I would go. I freaking loved it. I loved it. It was the best. Like, all right, I'm in. Like, do you want to go here? Check this out. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go. The best.
Yeah, and I think VG would look good on the sideline or in the stands over there. He's got an honorary leprechaun kind of a thing going for him.
Thank you, Pat.
So,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I was looking up. Do you know the name of the last guy who died from that team?
It wasn't Kowalski, I'm betting.
No, it's Paddy, Paddy, Paddy Prendergast.
Oh yeah, Patty Prendergast. I did know that. I wish yeah, absolutely. Now, I was trying to think of it when I had a germ of how to do this. It didn't even have the curse of Mayo. And I just thought of what a different kind of world and kind of competition is. The All-Ireland final is played in 6 different sports, men and women. And what it does is there's 32 counties in Ireland. That makes for a nice bracket, 32. Six counties in the north and 26 in the Republic. And each county puts a team forth in just about every sport, and they go at it. And I just thought what a weird world it would be in, where you, me, and VG were previewing the big final between Pennsylvania and Arkansas in the United States.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. The state allegiance and stuff like that, the county allegiance that you have in Ireland, and I'm sure in other places across Europe and across the globe.
In Italy, it's the regions, right? There are how many regions? 18 regions, 19 regions. Like Sicily's a region, Calabria, Puglia, Napoli, or Roma, right? Like actually, there's cities. Like there's all these. Tuscany's a region. Like they're all those regions. They're like the counties in Ireland.
And they sell their kits over there like nobody's business. People are walking around and in their Rome or their Venice, or in Ireland's case, when we were over last year, it was the same time as last year, and it was the All Ireland final, and we were in Dublin that day, and you got to see how the town just lit up and how every business would welcome. It was Kerry against where my parents were from, Donegal, last year, and welcome Donegal, and they tried out the colors and welcome Kerry, and everybody going for the business. And an All Ireland final is good business for beer sales, like bringing the Scots to Boston was for the World Cup.
That's cool, man. I love that stuff. It goes back to the sports building churches thing, man.
Yeah, my dad didn't really understand the American sports. He always would ride a bike or we didn't have a car, ride a bike or get somebody to give him a lift to my games. And he always came, and it was always great. But the one time a year that we just had to back off and set a little time for my dad was the Wide World of Sports used to carry the All Ireland hurling final. And that was my dad's thing. That day, you were welcome to watch it with him, but everybody had to clear out. And that's the one sporting thing for my dad. It brought him back home. And hurling is even kind
What
of
is hurling?
Hurling is, if you could imagine playing rugby while holding a field hockey stick and balancing a solid rock of a ball that you're hitting with the stick and running at full speeds and full-on collisions.
What? So it's like hockey. It's a little bit of a hockey vibe.
Hockey, football, everything. And it's the most difficult to play and intricate. When my boys went over twice, Tom and Dan went over with Monsignor Bonner high school, Tom Meekum, the coach at the time, did a wonderful job in a thing with the St. Malachy in Belfast. Their kids would come over one year, then we would go over there. When you went to St. Malachy to visit them for the day, they always had a hurling lesson, and the guy would, there you go.
Wow. That's cool.
They
Good job,
put the
Jules.
helmets on the kids, and they would, it was, they'd laugh at the kids trying to balance the ball. Imagine trying to balance the ball in that thing. It looks like the stick looks like one of those things that you bounce a rubber ball at.
Oh, those little paddles, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, paddle. So, yeah, crazy thing. But I knew, Anthony, and of course you have your own entree to it, but I just thought the whole notion of international sports and mystery and a little mythology.
I love it.
All about the story, and the story behind it is a great thing.
Great story. Great story. All right, headline number 2.
Want to get the baseball team out of the way?
Yes.
Yes, let's. And our headline on the team that, we've had a lot of enjoyment and stuff all the year is playing like losers. Because all of a sudden, and I'm positive, and I remember VG's thinking weeks ago about wake me up in September or whatever, and we kind of pushed back on that, but playing like losers. And it was Julia's choice. I said, you put anybody up there for this one. And
good job, Jules.
Yep. I had to.
Always on it. Yep. And knowing VG, he knows the man behind it, but there's a lot of lousy social media accounts out there. And then there's a lot of good ones that people come up with funny stuff. And Drunk Phil's fan. Do you know who that is, VG? I'm sure you've seen it.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Drunk Phil's fan has that the Phillies, the 2000 Phillies, the Drek, the 65 and 97 Phillies, that they scored 1 run or fewer 24 times in a 65 and 97 season. In 108 games this year, the Phillies have scored 1 run or fewer 26 times. They've already eclipsed it and are well on their way into the 30s. And it makes you wonder, and it's something that I'll look up for down the road, if maybe this is the biggest season of 1 run or 0 run games for the Phillies since, I don't know, 3-fingered Mordecai Brown or somebody,
That's brutal. That's just absolutely brutal. But,
and like one way after, they're inventing ways to lose at this point. They're inventing ways. I still believe in grace and have a little chill, but they lost with the Zach Wheeler-Duran combination the other day. And, that's going to happen. Duran was on an incredible heater. And, nobody was jacking the ball out of the park on him. They were all seeing eye singles. But last week we were talking about Real Muto and Crawford and running backwards. And in the last 6 games, they've lost 1-0 twice. And then you had, the getaway, rinse yourself from the dirt and filth of 2 losses to the Marlins, the 6-0 lead with Luzardo, and then that falls apart, and Boland's been okay. You had a couple games where Kirkering and Alvarado were okay, but in order to get to those guys yesterday, you had to trot out Seth Johnson. Wow, man, they don't have many answers. And
Seth Johnson.
Why is he up here, not the McFarland kid?
I don't know. I have no idea. I would go McFarland any day of the week.
Right.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They brought him up for a day. He struck out Ohtani and gave people something to think about, but you're still trotting out Chase Sugar and Bacchus and Seth Johnson.
Bacchus, the god of wine.
Yes. Yeah, when he gets lit up, it's going to be a big bacchanal with that team, you know? Tired
I got to tell you,
bacchanal.
to me, the whole thing starts with Dombrowski. The whole
Absolutely.
thing starts with that guy. That guy is a horrible steward of a franchise. I mean, how in the world could you have stayed with Bohm? Like, we talk about Bohm, and Jules put Bohm up there to start. I can't believe, as the steward of the franchise, he knew that he had to move on from Bohm 3 years ago. And he never, like, dude, just give him away. Like, at some point, like, you can't bring this guy back. You saw him late covering third base. They lucked out because the review gave him the out. He's late covering third base, Pat. Like, if I'm
Yesterday,
Mattingly, I'm out of my mind. I'm going, dude, you're shitting for a week. You're late to cover the bag. Are you nuts?
right? And you know, it's got to the point that it soured me on the trade deadline. I look with great anticipation on the trade deadline. I'm not excited about it at all right now. A week
But you know
ago,
why? Because you have no belief in Dombrowski. None. You got no
no.
belief, and you shouldn't have any belief in Dombrowski because he has failed every time trying to tweak this team. All right, look, the Durant move was a good move. Okay. Every other move has been a failure at the deadline. Let me go get another outfielder that sucks, right? Another guy, part-time guy. Ugh,
Maybe
I
they
don't
can
even understand
bring
this guy's vision.
maybe they can bring Whit Merrifield back.
Whiz wit.
Yeah, boy. And you know, when you're really looking at things, you know, I'm praying, you know, Wheeler is more than allowed to have a game where he just doesn't have it or he's not feeling it or he gets rocked. But the team can't afford it. And I worry about that last outing with the volume being down. Let's just hope it was a bad day because, you know, they wind up with any kind of injury with any one of those three guys.
God
I mean,
forbid. If Wheeler, if that velocity is down for a period of time, I mean, that kills him.
Yeah, it's over.
It kills him. And it's
yeah.
over for them. It's lights out. Now, Bro said that Jeff Passan from ESPN is linking the Phillies to Zach Neto from the Angels. He's a shortstop, leadoff guy. I mean, look, you know, I actually like the fact that they're looking at shortstop because you put Turner in center, and you just can't trot him out in a playoff situation with the way he's playing defense. The issue with Neto is I don't know what you're getting out of him. I mean, he's got a little pop. You know, at least he's right-handed,
Right.
so I'll give him credit for that.
And Marsh came one year, and it took a little while, but he got going. But yeah, there's so many things that just kind of concern you. And here's another thing. I mean, we all know that Nola is pretty much washed, but dear God, the guy pitched his ass off the last couple outings. You know, you got to get him out. If you're not sure, you got to get Nola out sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to embrace when he has these good. You know, he went deep, and they're dead. That's one of the games they lose 1-0. You can't not score runs on a game where Nola's there. You got to do stuff. And you're just flailing around, and like we said before, they're a veteran team, and they play like they've been playing for a week and a half in their lives.
Hey, Pat, we got a super chat, VG.
Oh, K Red, he says, could be worse.
Thanks, K Red.
Could be worse. We could be the LOL Mets. $2 from K Red.
Thanks, K Red. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's pretty bad. You're right. The Mets are awful and a laughing stock, but I can't hold myself up to that. I just can't. Where do you stand on Harper saying his plea to Dombrowski that they need help?
Well, I'm all for somebody that's going to push back on Dombrowski. I really am. I would prefer that Bryce was doing that after he had single-handedly lifted them in 4 or 5 games. But, he's been part of the funk too. I've seen a lot of people bumming on him as a first baseman recently. I looks to me like he plays a terrific first base, but they claim he doesn't have range. I can't tell. I couldn't even tell with that. But
you know what a first baseman to me is? A good defensive first baseman. It's a supermodel that can cook. All right, like I just need you to be adequate over there and hit like that. That's
right.
what it is. Like
Yeah,
I remember Rico Bronya was a terrific glove at first
that's
base.
the name I was going to bring up. Yes, yeah.
Right, but he's not hitting you 25 bombs and driving in runs and getting on base and the whole thing. Like the Bryce thing, I get VG's frustration and he's been in a terrible funk. And look, he deserves culpability. But I love the fact that he went out and took a shot at Dombrowski. It's not the first guy that I remember covering or a guy hearing that is like, yo, GM, we need help over here. Mr. Suit, let's go, reshape this team. Because the bottom line is, if I'm Bryce, I'm still irritated by the fact I got nobody hitting behind me. I still got to look, and it's Bone. Like, you gave me Garcia, disaster, and now you give me Bohm again. And that's still true. You got nobody hitting behind the guy.
And we all root for Marsh, but it was inevitable that Marsh was going to level off a little bit.
He is what he is,
and, when these guys get in those, now he's swinging at those pitches when Stott's at his worst that he's swinging at. But you talk about it as relate to the Mets is that, the Phillies for the longest time were there and gave us something solid to talk about when we were really upset at the Sixers and stuff. But, the thing that's amazing is that they're still there somehow. They're still right on the cusp and they're capable of going on a run, but it just doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way. We talked last week about, your slip is showing. And the idea was that there's just too many areas where they're having problems, clutch hitting, bullpen, fourth and fifth starter, fielding. And it's just too many problem areas to kind of shore up. And it sure doesn't allow for a game in which Wheeler doesn't have his best stuff and Duran gets dinked and dunked and they wind up losing the game. It's very dispiriting. So, that's why, we're normally happy to talk to them. I'm more than happy to move on with these guys right now,
Yeah, I know. And I got news for you. If they go limping into the playoffs, how much Red October excitement when we're about to kick off the LeBron James era and Eagles are happening.
Yep.
I mean, Red October will be like a whisper.
Mm-hmm.
It will. And, but thank God that there's a panacea for it, at least for 1 year.
Yeah. All right.
And, yep.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick TO, come back, and we got football.
We got Eagles, NFL, and your 76ers.
All right, let's go Eagles. Well, you decide, whatever you want.
Okay.
However you want to do it. That'll be coming up. We love our headlines of the week, the best. But first, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Futures, all about the futures. NFL, win totals, teams to win it. Right now, the Rams are the favorite. Here's the one thing about the NFL. And very rarely do we go, this team's going to win, and they win. Right? Like the Rams right now, a lot of heat. Aaron Donald's is going to sign there, and everybody's on the Rams. I don't know. I mean, Stafford's back tweak away from giving everybody else in the field. So you can check out the futures, the win totals, everything else, and Sixers win total. Over. New customers to the app get 500 spins on the soccer game. Go, collect them. As well as $500 casino bonus back betparks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, you got to be in New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER, the BetParks Sportsbook online casino app. Now let's talk about Rothman. Whether you're grinding through the rec league playoffs, chasing your kids around the yard, or just feeling the aftermath of a Saturday morning workout. Listen, Rothman Orthopedics keeps every type of athlete moving. Pros, college standouts, young athletes, and yes, the weekend warriors like us who make our community go. PHLY Sports trust Rothman because several of our guys, VG, myself, we've all had Rothman experiences. My Achilles, my knee, ACL. Thanks to the great doctors at Rothman, they keep us going. Head to RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. Use the fast schedule to connect with Rothman's VIP scheduling team. They're going to match you with the right specialist for your specific injury so you're not wasting time guessing. Need a quick guidance? Rothman Now gives you immediate, around-the-clock virtual access to an orthopedic expert. Perfect for those, did I just tweet something moments? Don't push through the pain. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY and get back to doing what you love. I wish I had that Rothman Now. So, Pat, we were playing on I'll never forget, Tolentine, South Philly. And we were playing, we had a Thursday night pickup game. And we go to the bar after. I'm like, man, I really messed up my ankle bad, right? Like, really bad. I couldn't go back in. So we're at the Palladium, and we're sitting around and we're having beers, and I'm reaching to my Achilles tendon and I don't feel anything, right? I'm like, this is weird. So I go to my cousin. I go, Joe, what? Feel this? Is there like something up there? And he went, get a shot.
Oh man,
we did shots. I go home. Instead of going to the hospital, I went home. The next day, my foot was the size of a balloon. I was like, I guess I got to go get it checked out.
You didn't feel it? It's snapping? You didn't feel it?
Yeah, I felt like I got shot in the leg, but I thought it was I didn't know it was my Achilles back then.
Wow.
I just thought it was like I really messed up my ankle bad. I thought maybe I broke my foot. I didn't even know what I felt like. I just know it was the most pain ever. But it was killing me, and I just remember feeling the back of the foot, and there was nothing there. And Joe's like, shots.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a Rothman experience now. Last year, my meniscus went, and they take care of it without surgery. They take care of it with a PT. They're reluctant to do that. If you really feel bad, they'll do it. And now the other knee is dragging, so I'm back with the PT. After years and years of never having a problem. They do a phenomenal job there at Rothman. They got all kinds of facilities. They're doing the PT as well, and all kinds of facilities and all kinds of different doctors. Anthony, it's funny you mentioned where you played hoops and where you went to the bar, which brings me to Sunday night where we went down to South Philly to get my son Dan and said, here's the deal. Pick your restaurant. I'll take you anywhere. Tracy and I'll take you anywhere you want for dinner, as long as I get to see the Bach Bar. I had never seen it. And that was very cool.
Rooftop action, baby.
And seeing all over the city, I was pointing out the various things, and I said, "What's that place?" And Dan said, "That's St. Nicholas, the Tolentine. That it was your spot."
Yep.
Your spot, your hoop spot. So that was very cool. And walking those halls on the way up, I'm thinking about all the times Ted Solari was in there for public league hoops over the years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The greatest school slogan of all time, guys. Go to Bach and be okay.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. All right.
Yes.
Where are we going?
All right. You know what? We're going to go to Eagles NFL if it works for you.
Yep.
And we're going to revisit something that we said we would last week because there's some intrigue here. We're going to go back to this NFL Network Top 100. And when we visited last year, you remember the Eagles must have had about 12 guys in it. We were all the way down into the 50s and not a peep out of an Eagles. And then the quarterback came in at 56, Jalen Hurts. So now we're down to 44, and there's some interest in the things there. 2 Eagles have popped up, and at 47, we have Quinyon Mitchell. And at 45, we have another member of the defense.
Coop?
Nope. Hasn't been mentioned yet. I got to wonder whether Coop's going to be a top 30 guy. They can't unrank Coop, right?
Nah, Coop's great. Nah,
Coop was 60 last year.
Yeah.
And you're going to put him well ahead of Quinyon? That's interesting. Popping up at 45 was that Zach Bond.
Okay. Yeah, I can see
Just
that.
was to show you, still regarded around the league. And our headline is Where Eagles Fare, because we're looking at how they've done in this thing. And the other thing is, last year we were looking at the Eagles, and we've got 3. Last year it was Josh Sweat at 95, Mailata at 69. We haven't heard from Mailata. Cooper at 60. We haven't heard from him. Quinyon at 49, and he's at 47. Bernard was at 49 last year. Got to wonder, he was banged up, probably not ranked this year. Jalen Carter at 43 didn't have a great year. That's going to be interesting to see what they do there. AJ at 29. I don't think he's getting ranked this year. That's a shame. That's a crying shame.
You don't think AJ will get ranked?
I'm not sure I've seen him yet. And
I got to believe he gets ranked. I mean, I would be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah. And like you said, these things are weird. Bond at 26, he's down, but he's there at 45. Lane at 23.
Where are they up to?
Lane was 23 last year.
Right.
And we haven't heard from Lane, so we're going to see that.
What are they up to right now?
The last one, they had 45 and 44.
Okay.
And Zach one was 45.
Right.
And then who number 44 was makes for another interesting conversation. Remember, we talked last week about how oddly Lamar Jackson went from number 3 to number 69. Another guy in single figures as a quarterback last year has gone from single figures, I forget what it was, to 44.
Jay Daniels wasn't top 10 last year, was he?
No, he wasn't, but we haven't heard from Daniels yet. I might have what they had him at last year for my stuff.
Is Burrow? Did they drop Burrow?
Yes. They dropped Burrow.
Yeah, well,
so that's what
I mean, I think that's fair with the injuries.
He's been banged up. So now we have, here are the quarterbacks that are in, and then I'm going to tell you, then you're going to come up with the 8 who are not, Anthony, that are still to be had. We had Young from Panthers at 98, Brock Purdy at 85, Baker Mayfield at 77, Jordan Love at 73, Lamar at 69, Trevor Lawrence at 62. In what world Trevor Lawrence is ahead of Lamar Jackson, I don't know. Bo Nix at 59, Jalen Hurts at 56. Since we talked last week, Caleb Williams is on the board at 51, maybe low. And now Joe Burrow at 44. So that leaves 8 quarterbacks.
8 quarterbacks.
So who's left?
So Josh, Stafford,
Mahomes,
Patrick, what's his name from New England?
Drake May.
The Drake. I hate the Drake. I hate the Drake.
Did you say Goff was on the list?
No, Goff is Goff will be up there.
Not been listed yet.
Wow.
Goff
Yeah,
not
because
listed.
they got him high. People like Goff.
They do.
They like Goff. I mean, they like him. I don't get it. Who else? Go through the Dak. Dak will be there.
That's one.
So that's 6.
You mentioned one a little earlier.
Herbert. Yep.
Anthony's guy, yes. You mentioned one earlier, and then there are 2 guys whose names begin with the letter D.
Wait, 2 guys that begin with the letter D?
The remaining 2, their last name, the letter D. And you said one earlier.
Darnold?
Yeah.
Yes. And then Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Daniels, yeah. Huh.
And then again, Anthony, Daniels didn't light it up last year.
So right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right. And you have 10 that are in so far and 9 who are not.
I wonder if Daniels is in. I don't think Daniels may not have made it. He was hurt last year and didn't play well. So I think he's off.
Yeah.
And I think your 8 are Darnold, Herbert, Dak, Goff, Drake, Mahomes, Stafford, Allen.
Okay. Now get a load of this. As a tease, where they're trying to whet people's appetite, they have a thing about who's number 1. Now, some of these names that they throw out there kind of tick me off, okay? Josh Allen, Will Anderson, Saquon, because Saquon was 1 last year. We know that. Myles Garrett, who we agreed last week probably would be your 1.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs, this is the one that ticks me off. Drake May.
No. Stupid.
Wasn't ranked last year.
That's stupid.
Christian McCaffrey, Puka, B. John Robertson, JSN, the Seahawks receiver, Stafford, and Patrick Surtain. In what world has Drake May earned himself on that?
No, that's silly. That's silliness. Silliness. They forget the Super Bowl, too. Like, I get the kid was under pressure, and the left tackle just, it was awful. But come on, stop with the Drake. Talk about an overhyped guy. I can't wait till he starts overthrowing AJ. I just can't wait for it.
Hate the Drake. Yeah.
Speaking of quarterbacks, let me read you a little insider quote. Jalen has been a lot better, and he's acting very normal. That's good, buddy.
That's 2 for 2. And,
that's good.
He looks like he looks lighter and more chiseled, too.
I mean, listen, VG said it earlier, the one thing I agree with, which is without AJ, that, maybe there's that whole thing in the room is gone. And now he's going to be like a much happier guy, a much more relaxed guy. Because maybe AJ was driving him nuts.
Right. And I'm hoping that he's playing with a touch of the red ass, that he is playing as a guy with something to prove.
That term.
VG never understood. To this day, every time you say red ass, because he never heard the term red ass.
No,
you guys love it.
Yeah, we've talked over that terminology.
Whatever, it's fine. Pat brings it up. It's like the 3rd straight week Pat's mentioned red ass.
Oh, I mean, it's part.
And then Julia giggles.
I like when Julia giggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't giggle. She should giggle.
BG, you giggle your ass off.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah.
All right. Headline number 2.
Giggle might not be the right word. Julia giggle.
Right.
That's a match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I giggle, Pat.
BG will have a manly giggle of some type. Yes.
Love a good
giggle. I don't know that manly and giggle works. It's like it's not the right kind of word. Okay. So now. Yeah.
Football guys don't giggle.
Yeah, we frolic and we giggle.
Giggle. Yeah. I know. There's some that I'm trying to. I can't believe I don't.
Baldy giggling.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Here's one. You see, yeah. We've brought this up before.
It's not a giggle.
Here's a word. Here's a word I believe a man shouldn't say. And I believe Baldy wouldn't say it. There's a lot of, and the other thing too is there's a lot of descriptive words out there. Expand that vocabulary, boys. I don't want to hear a grown man say yummy.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I agree with that. It's a
yummy.
cringe word.
It's a cringe word. Can't go yummy.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree with this, and I'll also go tummy.
Yes. Agree.
My tummy hurts. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. What's bothering? Yeah, my stomach's a little sour or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't turn to the guy. You can't turn to the guy next to you on the bench at St. Nicholas in the men's pickup game and say, "Everything good?" I have a tummy ache.
No.
Yeah, you got you got some rollies or whatever.
Yeah,
I got a tummy ache.
Yeah, no good. No good on that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, no tummy, no yummy. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We could probably go on and on. All right, I'm going to leave this to you, Anthony, because honest to God, we always end one way, and I'm happy.
All right,
to end
let's
that
do
way.
this. Let's go Eagles 2, break Sixers.
You got it. You got it. And our headline, Anthony and VG, on the Eagles is defense spending, because that's a stance that a politician can take, and it's a stance that the Eagles are taking. So as we know, that man there just signed for 4 years, $152 million with a major guarantee. And I think it's a great move. And let's pray for the maturity, though. As long as the guy stays out of trouble, he's going to be a hell of a player. And I loved, because he doesn't always play his cards out. I loved yesterday, Anthony, when Roseman basically said, look, if you have the favorite player or defense or whatever, and you want to invest in a jersey or buy something, go ahead, because we're going to be spending on defense. He pretty much said it. There it goes.
Somebody, I don't know who was talking about this, had consternation as to whether or not they were going to sign Quinyon or Cooper. Can they sign both? Yeah, they're going to sign both. They're not letting those guys walk. It's
I don't understand people saying that. I saw that too.
I mean, what are you guys, fools?
It's Howie. He's got to figure out how to make it all work.
Nonsense. Yeah. Like, one thing I got no time for is stupidity when it comes to, like, I get hot takes and being, salacious and whatever, but don't be stupid. Like, that's just stupid. Like, of course they're going to sign Quinyon and Cooper. Stop.
Yeah, Bourne, paid for. Jordan Davis, paid for. Jalen Carter, paid for. Quinyon and Coop, to be named later and paid for.
You know what else they're going to pay? I got news for you, because you're going to have a big year. They're also going to pay Hunt down the line.
Hunt, okay. Yeah.
They'll circle him. Everybody else, like Barkley's going to be gone. Like, you know how it's going to work. Like, you can see the guys that they're going to rotate through because of price,
Yeah, and I mean, it just goes to show you that there's some other really nice players there. I mean, Jalix Hunt, terrific. Muro Ajomo, terrific. Might have to go to Milton Williams' route.
Yes.
But,
yes. Right. Ajomo is going to go that route. That's exactly right.
Right. And good for him. If a guy can go and get paid, it's sad to see them leave. But I got to tell you, I thought, my only worry about the training camp, Anthony, is the injuries. And I thought, here we go. And it was during the show, and so I wasn't going to text you. So I texted Meg directly about Grenard, and I was thrilled to see them speak about it and say that they expect him back, which is great, because when you hear Peck, Anthony, I always think that's a bad one,
Yeah, well, torn pec is not good, so.
A torn pec is going to, in some cases, takes you for the year, but they seem confident that he's going to be back.
Yeah, they need him, man. They need him off there. Like, that's a big deal. He's got to be healthy. So I like being cautious. Look, their defense, in fact, my guy, when we were just talking about Jalen, said defense looks great. you know.
Oh,
And you
beautiful.
just know that defense is going to be really, really good. Like they floated the ball. Like you wonder why Vic is back. Vic comes back because he's like, yeah, I want to coach this team, this unit. This is a great unit, man.
Right. Right.
You know,
And,
if
you
this
know,
is 2016 and you're running out and you're coming off the Chip Kelly years, you're going, I'm out on that defense.
right. Yeah. And, you know, Reek Woolen gives them the potential
Yeah.
of something, that's, even when you had the Super Bowl year, you had Quinyon, Cooper, and Slay having a good year, but Quinyon and Cooper DeJean, you just didn't know how great they were going to be, and they were way greater than advertised. And I'll tell you, a guy who's playing for his football life, that if he hits, it'll be crazy, is if you get Super Bowl level Nolan Smith, forget about it. Because all of a sudden, you're looking at Grenard, you're looking at Jalix Hunts, you're looking at Nolan Smith, who seemed to have
Yeah, buddy.
head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Up. Hey, listen, it's up to Nolan Smith, and you know what he's capable of. So let's see. When he's at his best, he plays a real violent brand of football.
Yeah. Yeah. That was nice last night. Mospo came to me and goes, Daddy, can we throw the ball? And I go, yeah. And you know what's funny, man? Like we're just tossing that pigskin, man. It's a happy place. I freaking love it. Although
That's right.
It's funny because he'll play quarterback, receiver, so we were doing more receiver work, and then we had him doing some quarterback work. But man, like if I told you, like he was hurting my hands, I was like, and I'm not going to show him that it hurt. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
But I was
it's
like,
funny when they get bigger. Yep. You can't show
man,
it.
like
yeah.
I actually was like, while I grabbed, I was like, damn, motherfucker, like that hurt.
Yeah.
I was ear to ear on that one, Pat.
Oh yeah. That's you happiest elf in the forest there. I relate that with basketball, that I was never one to let them win. That and you would be, you'd beat your kid and you get bigger and older and slower. And the way he's popping it reminds me of when you're playing your kid and you're beating him. And then you get to the point that the way you beat him is the only way you can do it is you just back him down. You back him down and boom, boom. And you just old man strength him. And then I'll never forget with my son Pat at one point. He got to a certain age where, Moss is getting at, and you forget about it with Anthony, is I backed in and he didn't move. I couldn't move. I thought I'm out of bullets. And I'll never forget this. I was playing him 1-on-1 down the shore. We were playing to 11. I was up 9-2. And then maybe my Achilles went or something like that. But I was up 9-2, and I knew I couldn't beat him. I was going to lose. I was done. He was going to slowly come from 9-2 and turn the lights out. So
wow, that's a great story, man.
There. So I knew that was the last time I'm playing him 1-on-1.
Yeah,
because he would take care of me. Yeah,
that's a great story. All right, let's take a quick TO. Come back. Play the song when we get back. The Sixers, LeBron. Yeah. First, a word from our friends. Let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. Oh, the greatest. I told you yesterday, throwing the ball around, that football came from Dick's Sporting Goods, right? The equipment, in fact, we got to go today cleat shopping, and because he's got to get the cleats. He's got to get his new cleats. He's ready. His feet got too big for the ones last year. So we got all kinds of stuff. Like any kind of new season, the season begins at Dick's Sporting Goods. That's where it all begins. Each new season, whether it's fall baseball, fall softball, soccer, football, it all begins at Dick's. And the beauty of Dick's Sporting Goods is that whether it's for the games you play or if it's for repping your squads. Nothing better than Dick's Sporting Goods. All the gear you want. Shop at your local Dick's, mine's at the Deptford Mall, or go to Dicks.com because fall sports starts at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Let's talk about Ace Hardware Home Services. They're so important this time of year. Heat and humidity sneaking in. The AC might not be cranking like it should. And the temperatures are changing. It's getting warmer, so don't worry. If you got issues, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, electrical, they're trusted pros that bring the same helpful service you know from the Ace stores right to your home, right to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. And it's important. They got the right people. They bring the right tools, the right know-how. They got everything you need. So whether it's a quick fix or a big summer project, they've got all the tools. They've got the know-how. Then the people to get the job done right. You see their trucks all around town. All your neighbors are using them. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing the helpful to your home. It's that helpful you love from the store right to your home. So visit acehardwarehomeservices.com today to get started on your next home repair project.
What is it? We got Bros here with a John Morosi Phillies nugget.
What do you say, Pat?
How you doing, Jamie?
I'm great. Morosi just reported on MLB Network. Blue Jays and Phillies are emerging as likely trade candidates. He mentions Gaussman, Bieber, Varjo, and one other.
Varsho's a lefty. Dalton Varsho's a lefty.
And
Hoffman. Hoffman.
So something's going to happen, it seems like, with the Blue Jays. I'm okay with Gaussman.
He's been getting hit, dude.
So is the Phillies. That's all.
I mean, Gaussman
really move the needle.
No. And Dalton Varsho is a left-handed stick. Dombrowski sucks. All right, forget about them. Let's go. Clap your hands, everybody.
How happy was I to see, and well, let's get to the headline. And our headline on the 76ers is to dream the impossible dream. And how happy was I see that live moment with the familiar look of you hunched over your phone and you being careful and then realizing slowly but surely, and VG not being 100% in right away, smartly, and then realizing that the Sixers have acquired LeBron James. It was so great to see that clip. So great.
Well, you know what was going through my mind was, wait, is this a fake tweet, right?
Absolutely.
And then I realized that I wasn't on Twitter. It was a notification from ESPN from the app. And I'm like, oh, wait, this is a notification. This can't be forged. Like, this is real.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I was trying to think, this is something that merits a proper response from the editor's desk and something to match it. And this is what I've come up with. All right. In late June, our Sixers segment, the headline was, before the draft, is a little help too much to ask? Anything at 21. Okay. All right. So I want the two of you to kind of play along with me and jot this down. What I'm asking you to do is bring your mind back to late June and your headspace in late June and where it was. And I'm going to put out 5 or 6 scenarios and compare them in plausibility to me telling you that the way this was going to get solved is that the Sixers were going to acquire Jalen Brown and LeBron James and have a starting 5 of Maxey, Embiid, VJ, Jalen Brown, and LeBron. Okay? Impossible, right? So here are the ones to match them up against. All right? Eagles make deal for a stadium in Gloucester County, New Jersey. Sixers sold by Josh Harris to Michael Rubin for $8.2 billion. Eagles trade Jalen Hurts and a 2027 first-round pick to LA for Justin Herbert. Sixers announced Jay Wright as president general manager. Aaron Nola pitches a 3-strikeout perfect game. The Flyers trade Martone, Tippett, Drysdale, and 3 number 1s for Connor McDavid. Every one of them seems ridiculous. If our memory banks were swiped and I put up as another one that the Sixers acquired Jaylen Brown and LeBron James, almost every one of those scenarios, I would have told you, yeah, I'll buy that more than that Sixers thing. That can't be done. That's impossible.
Well, that's brilliant. Yes. Yes. Every other one of those things is more plausible than Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and, oh, by the way, Anthony Simons and the rest of that team. Yes.
I can't believe it.
Yes.
I just can't get over it.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that you knew that everybody had like from a 4% chance to a 15% chance or whatever, and that LeBron, you know, the world that LeBron would consider the Sixers was implausible a month ago.
Implausible. Yeah.
I guess when that happened, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But the Jaylen Brown thing, I mean, that came out of the blue. And so this is just the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing. And the beauty of watching the Eagles going from one season to the next and through the draft and through free agency, and now you're at camp and you're looking for any little things that give you an insight into Mannion's defense. Now you're sitting back thinking about what Nick Nurse has been handed and how you mold that clay. And, you know, now it's just incredible anticipation of the Sixers. And it's the best thing ever. It's just great.
It really is incredible, man. It's absolutely spectacular. It really is. I mean, I can't believe, I'm still like shocked by it that they were able to make this over like this. I mean, are you kidding me? Like,
I've never seen anything remotely.
Like, did you see there was a post about Gansey, and he's like, I guess there was a group text where LeBron said he would come, and he said to his wife, "Babe, we just got LeBron." Like, and like he was then on the phone for like hours outside. I guess his neighbors were like, "Yo, shut up," you know, whatever. I mean, it's an awesome. What he did is I'm still blown away by it. Like the Jaylen Brown thing. Listen, LeBron doesn't come if Jaylen Brown's not here, right? Like the idea that he's here and you have that firepower. How did he do it? What are we missing that the Celtics wanted Paul George? What did he do?
And that's the other end of it too, Anthony. Such a great point is, first of all, you've acquired these two among the best players in the NBA, and for one reason or another, at very little cost. Are you kidding me? You got rid of an albatross and you gave away a pick or something for Jaylen Brown, and LeBron has more money than God and is willing to come for whatever it took. You know, and let me say this. We were in a business our whole lives where you tend to be cynical and you tend to be objective. And, you know, you don't see me to this day, I just can't bring myself to wear the hats and the stuff as much as I love these Philadelphia teams. So I'm all for somebody who looks at things quizzically or is somebody that's willing to break things down. But just spare me, just walk away from me if when you want to start talking about the Sixers and LeBron, you start coming in with negatives and start ripping into it. Stop. You know, what the hell is wrong with you? go re-examine your life. Don't follow sports anymore. Just don't. You know, do I think they're going to win it? I don't know, but they can. You know, you went from an area where you thought you were in 2 years of purgatory. You went from 2 years of purgatory to instant heaven. And it's the greatest thing ever.
It
It's the
is.
greatest.
It is. I don't get. I can't play. I can't do this. I can't do this like that. I can't just take an opposite side of the argument for the sake of doing it. And if you really feel that way, I don't understand it. Like, I don't get, like, what is possibly the downside on the floor? Forget about the noise that LeBron brings. So what? And by the way, he was in LA for 8 years, right? Like, I mean, it's not like that noise dies down a little bit. Like, in the beginning, it'll be a big deal, the whole thing, but he'll settle in to play the way he plays. Like,
and you know what? The noise is a great thing.
I agree.
The noise is attracting people to the city. The noise is people selling tickets. The noise is excitement. The noise is what's fun about sports. You look, Embiid's, let's hope he does well. Let's hope he's healthy. Let's hope he plays. But don't take, oh my God, you got so many. When you've got 99.3 reasons to be happy, don't be a guy that trots out the 0.7 on me. Just stop.
I'm with you. It was like the Jaylen Brown thing. There was all this pushback. You know what? He's not a good analytic player. When he's off the floor, the Celtics have been better per minute. Look at his record when he doesn't play. Like, all this nonsense. Like, all right, well, they played donkeys when he didn't play. All right, like, so what? And it's the same thing with, like, the LeBron stuff. Like, he's not living in Philadelphia. He's going to live in New York and helicopter down. I don't care if he lives in Pluto, all right? Yes, and he takes SpaceX to the game.
Who cares?
I don't care.
I didn't even know that J.J. Redick lived in Brooklyn.
Right.
I didn't even know he did. So what? I mean, it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care where he lives or whatever. I just, I just hope he comes and he's happy. And, he's a guy that's had a storied career, one of the best players in NBA history career, and he's not going to try to do anything to tarnish that. He's here to embellish it. And we need to be here to be along for the ride. It's going to be great.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be on this ride?
All that noise is coming from outside of town.
Oh, some of it's in town.
Well, yeah. I'm saying that.
I mean, I just don't get that whole. Yeah. Let me play it like we're playing wrestling, and we're just gonna create stupid dialogue, discourse. Like it's ridiculous.
One thing I wanted to say before I go is that we always talk about the city and the fabric of the city and the history of the city and whatever. And Philadelphia sports lost a wonderful part of the fabric of the city this week with the passing of Don DeJulia's son, Chris, who, had cerebral palsy, and you'd always see him around and with a bright smile and stuff like that. So just God bless him. And Don DeJulia is a real stalwart of Philadelphia sports.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
That whole St. Joe's and Philadelphia sports community.
Amen, brother. Amen. Pat, we love you. Always fun. Always insightful.
Okay, boys.
Thanks,
very
brother.
Good. Take care.
The great Pat McClune, the editor, the editor's desk. All right. So the bro talked about the one of the reports and the trade deadline reports. And he talked about the Blue Jays. And like Dalton Varsho doesn't do really much.
He left one name out of his report.
But the one name that I actually would covet in a big way is George Springer.
Yeah.
Because George Springer is a right-handed power bat that plays the outfield. Like, you get me George Springer and a pitcher, I'm feeling good.
He's a little long in the tooth.
I mean, how old is he?
36.
He's 36?
Yeah.
Still his pop, though. He's still got about, 20 home runs?
12.
12? All
Yeah,
right.
he's hitting 234. His on base isn't bad.
He was hurt, though. Wasn't he hurt a little bit? How many games?
78 games.
All right. Well,
He's not what he was, but he's definitely an upgrade from what they have.
Well, that's
Sure.
right. I mean, I can't get away from that. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like, look what you got
He's
out
a professional hitter.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, legitimately, you could
He put up 32 last year.
like if you
Yeah, he put up 32 last year.
if you put him in the middle of the order behind Harper, that works,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that works.
Yeah, it was just a phantom rolling around.
You know, there's their help. There's Ben. All right. Lots to get to. Our Love Philly hour is coming up next. How many times is this guy going to go to the bathroom?
And I will say, the bathroom, we have to sneak a break in at 11. I give you your space, and I go in there.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, like
Stone violation.
Dude, have a meeting.
How many times you gonna have a meeting in there? This dude, he goes to the bathroom more times. I mean, we started at 9. He got in at 9:20.
So I don't see a lot of it because my eye face this way. You
I
got a
face
direct
this
line
way,
to it.
and
I
it's
hear the door. I
distracting.
didn't know it was the same person.
It's distracting.
I see it all.
Oh, you see it all too, because you're faced that way. You're faced that way.
Yeah.
So the way you see it. There's Ben. What do you want, Ben? No, I'm looking out. How many times you gonna go to the bathroom, Todd? You go to the bathroom, you make that walk 10 times a show. It's 2 hours. No, I watch you. I see you walk over there. You go to the bathroom a half dozen times already today. You got to get help. I got to get you to the pen.
Maybe you got the parasite. Taylor Farr.
It will be. All right. Lots to get to. Hi, Ben.
See, here she goes again.
It's just
What's
bad.
that?
It's bad.
He just called the cuz a bum. And it's an awkward, he said bum.
Bum. He
doesn't
says
know how to
weird.
use it. He's trying to learn how to use bum. He's
I
gonna
can't
get
wait
punished
till
with
Danny
bum.
D
he needs the
takes
class.
him to the Port Richmond pub and he gets school Philadelphia
Now,
watch.
Colb's may be correct. He said, they say Ben definitely says yummy.
Wow.
He might be a yummy guy.
Yes, Colby Cole. Yes. He's a yummy guy. You got to ask him. He would be a yummy fella.
I think so.
Oh, my God. Yes, Jules. Yes. Love Philly hours coming up. We got Corey, and we'll discuss the fate of the Phils. Can the Phils be salvaged? Can the Phillies be saved? Again, we got August 3rd, the deadline.
10, 9.
We
8,
never thought,
7,
okay, but we never
6,
thought that the Sixers could be saved. Who's to say?
No, like, Gansey, we didn't know about. He's a wild card. We know the Dombo playbook.
True, but
36-year-old guys. Yeah, there we go. You know,
I hear you.
Hamstring as soon as he gets here.
Listen, you're right to be dubious.
Right.
You're right. I am. But I'm holding out hope that we can salvage this thing.
I hope so. It's going to take a miracle by Monday.
I'm hoping. Love Philly hours coming up. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title of Philly, it's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. Love Philly brought to us by Wawa. Wawa loves Philly, and we love our Wawa. I'm done my coffee. Nice drop. Let's see here. Bo text, light practice, not much happening. Okay. All right. You have those days in the summer. It's going to be light. I'm a detail freak, though. I need details. Like every little, there's always something happening. It's practice.
Yeah.
Something's going on, VG.
Where's EJ at?
You know? Where's he? All right. Let's do this. Do we have Corey? All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come back and we'll go through all the issues. And this is going to be like, let's dive into this thing. Let's look at the schedule. Let's try to really look at it. I know everybody's down. I know you're down, and I don't blame you. But this is July. We have not reached August yet. This thing can be salvaged. They have a really strong nucleus, a playoff-tested nucleus. The starting pitching, they have 3 legit starters.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Let's see if we can salvage this thing. Let's look at all the rumors, all the teams.
Hope so.
All right? And let's I don't want to just give up on the Phillies. I can't do that. All right? I don't want to do it. I still have hope.
I see. She purposely brought the slides out today. Julie's got the
I love you. You got the slides.
Because it wasn't about that. It was about the mud that was on them. So I'm back.
She's back. Just mud. That's all it was. All right. Let's talk about our friends. BetParks is about futures. Oh, yeah. All about the futures on the BetParks Sportsbook online casino app. Who wins the big game? How many win totals? What about MVPs?
Jalen Hurts, 30-1 MVP.
Oh, dude.
I'm on it.
Unbelievable. Could you imagine 30-1? That's a good payout.
Yeah.
What do you got? What other ones?
Hold on. This is all I got. Josh Allen's number 1, 6-1. Matthew Stafford, 13-1. He's like 10th on the list.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, how about that? Jalen.
The Birds' first week.
All right. All the app has got it all. Futures, Sixers futures. It's all about it. Birds futures. Look at the futures that have some fun. You got a whole season of rooting interest on the futures. They got it all. And all your favorite casino games. New customers get 500 spins on the game. Go, collect them. And $500 casino bonus back. BetParks.com. As the details got to be 21. PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about, how about our good friends at Xfinity and the 5-year price guarantee? What if I could tell you have reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi. Keep the same price for 5 whole years. That's the guarantee, the Xfinity 5-year guarantee. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you notice. Some super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices work in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. The best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me. Lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply. Now, let's do it. We got a great baseball man, Corey Sideman.
He's the man. This farmer's class. Corey Sideman. Corey Sideman.
Hello, Corey Sideman.
What's going on, cuz? We got about 100 hours until the trade deadline, so there's going to be no shortage of rumblings until then.
All right. So I'm glad you said that. I wanna pose this segment that we're gonna have about being proactive. How do we fix this team? We'd all grouse. I groused early. Everybody's been grousing, and rightly so. You got swept by a team that lost 12 straight games. You blew leads with Wheeler on the mound after he scuffled. Duran, you didn't score a run on Tuesday. And you blew a 6-0 lead with Luzardo on the mound yesterday. You had no tack-ons, right? He gives up the home run. He should have got him out earlier, but it's 6-3. Now it's a ball game. You can't score the rest of the game. You lose. Seth Johnson's horrible. You got Bohm late to third base to the bag on a tag. I mean, the little things are unraveling. But can you fix it, Core?
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by fix. Like, can you fix it in a way that makes you better than the Dodgers or Brewers in 2026? I kind of doubt that, because even if you add a right-handed bat and a starting pitcher and a reliever, are you really better than the Dodgers? Are you really better than the Brewers with this offense that's prone at least twice a week to going into the shell? First off, if the Phillies want to turn this around, Bryce Harper has to get going. He's hitting sub 200 over the last month. The Phillies haven't had Kyle Schwarber a couple days this week because of the illness, and Schwarber also is not homering at the level that he was earlier in the season. So first off, those two guys have to get going in order to push this thing forward. But I do think the Phillies can find the pieces to fill holes by Monday. The question is just, can they win 92 games? Can they win multiple playoff series? Can they beat the best of the best? And honestly, until this offense shows us they can hit any good pitching, it's going to be tough to believe.
Yeah, and listen, you're right about that. Like, when they don't have Schwarber, and if Bryce is scuffling, and again, I hate to I don't want to keep belaboring this point, and he has to own that piece of it because he has not been hitting lefties. That's been a problem this year, hitting lefties for him. Between hitting lefties and what's behind you, it's been pretty barren.
Yeah, honestly, the Phillies' entire position player group has been pretty disappointing. I was looking this up this morning, and I know that not everybody loves the stat WAR, but if you look at WAR among Phillies position players, after Harper and Schwarber, you know who's third? Derek Hill. That's who's been the third most impactful
that's just
position
can't be.
player. That it's just ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
you have all these guys who are sub one. Yeah, and Marsh obviously is way cold right now. He's expanding the zone with chasing curveballs and sliders below his knees and fastballs above his chest. Bryson Stott's actually hitting pretty well right now. He's a guy that I'd consider moving up in the lineup. The issue there is just you can't go left at the top.
Nah,
Schwarber.
Exactly. Like, you can't. Listen, I like the look of it when Schwarber's not in, and the fact that, you hit him second and he delivered yesterday. But again, like, to your point, it doesn't matter because how many lefties? Again, that's the Dombrowski issue. You were so lefty dominant. Like, in all due respect to Crawford, right? If you know that you got a kid, like, you got another kid coming up and there's a lot of heat on him, but the kid's got no power, right? Like, so you go that's the kind of kid you move for a right-handed bat, right? Like, because you can't use them, right? Or Stott, like how many times are we going to go through this that you're just too lefty dominant, and that's your general manager.
I totally agree. I mean, I've been saying for weeks now that Justin Crawford should be a player the Phillies dangle because they don't have a ton in the way of top prospects. So you might have to trade something from your big league roster to get anything of value. And, the Phillies didn't want to trade Justin Crawford before giving him this chance this year because they knew that with such a high priced payroll, they needed a couple guys to come up from the minors and be inexpensive contributors. But that hasn't worked with Andrew Painter. Justin Crawford's been okay, but I mean, if you look at like the numbers, his OPS is 30% below league average. His defense has been a little bit below average, and he's a rookie. So we're not saying that this is who he is going to be permanently, but in a win now year, you need more outfield help. And really, if you look at the Phillies outfield, it's all platoons right now. Like everybody in the mix for the Phillies outfield is a platoon player right now. Marsh is only starting against righties. The guys like Hill only against lefties. Same with De La Cruz. Crawford, you can't really face lefties. And the point you just brought up about Bryce not hitting lefties, that's a big deal because the last 2 seasons, Harper had power and he was able to work his walks against lefties. And this year, it's been a lot of weak at bats, swings and misses, rollovers to second base. I mean, Schwarber's still been homering off lefties, but that was a big component of last season was that those 2 guys were like tops in baseball of the lefty-lefty matchup. So, I heard you talking about George Springer a little bit earlier, and I do agree. A guy like that would give this lineup a boost. He's actually starting to get hot right now after a cold first 3.5 months of the season. But I just wonder, like, even if you add that piece, is this going to be a markedly better offense, or is it still going to be, Sandy Alcantara was the latest in a long list of number 1 or number 2 starters that's just totally shut the Phillies down this season. They have not hit any good pitching aside from Paul Skeens. And they're going to need to start to do that pretty quickly here because you're not facing number 4 starters in the playoffs if you even get there. And that's the other part of this, too, is that the Phillies are only like a game up on the Diamondbacks, 2 games up on the Pirates and Nationals. They don't just need reinforcements in October. They need reinforcements to get to October.
I agree. I mean, when it's scary because I think we all agreed that it looked pretty good catching Atlanta, right? Like Atlanta had started to come down to earth. They got, lost their big lead. I know Cuna's back, and all of a sudden they start getting pitching back. And then during this tailspin, since the All-Star break, I mean, you come out of it, you lose 2 or 3 to the Mets. Then you lose 2 or 3 to the Dodgers. Then you lose 2 or 3 to the Yankees. And then you get swept by Florida. Think about that. I mean, could you have a worse start to the second half than that? And now you look at it, you're 57-52. You're 5 games over 500. The Marlins had lost 12 in a row. They were out of your rearview mirror, are now 2 games back. Washington. VG brings this point up all the time, and he's right. Imagine if Washington had a bullpen. You would be light years behind the Nationals with their offense.
And honestly, the Nationals might add by the deadline. Like they might add a couple relievers. The Blue Jays, for example, are a team that has multiple relievers who could be moved by Monday, and the Nationals really stick out as a trade partner for them. Nationals look like they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the years to come as well. You point out the Phillies' slow start coming out of the break. It's not a good sign that they started slowly to begin the season and then to begin the second half. I mean, is that some of being an older team it's harder to get going? Is that some of that your veterans, a lot of your veterans didn't have an all-star break. You had like a 1-day all-star break. Harper specifically sticks out as a guy who probably needs a day off. Played every single day this season. There's just a lot of guys who look tired right now.
Dude, I completely agree with you with Harper. Like, it was dawning on me, like, he was the face of the All-Star game, right, of that whole weekend. He was there every night. Home run derby, he was there. The game itself, he's mic'd up. And then remember, they played that game Thursday. They were the first team to play. It was Phil's Mets. Then they had the forest fire in Canada. They moved the game up. He's mic'd up in that game. Like, he's been all over. Schwarber's been out. I agree. Like, he needs like 3 days off.
Yeah, and he was also all over the city that week doing different like promotional events for the Phillies and for MLB.
Yeah.
So honestly, like it almost was no time off if you incorporate like all the added hours before your workday starts. If you're a Harper, he probably will turn it around at some point. He's too good of a player not to. It just stuck out that in his, in the midst of his comments the other day, we need help. It's like, yeah, he also needs to help himself. That was the most outwardly vocal Harper has been at a trade deadline. Like, yes, he's played GM at times in the past, but I can't remember him directly coming out and saying we need help. I can't remember too many athletes coming out and saying that, but I really don't have a problem with it, man, because he's just
Well, let
echoing
me
what
ask you that, because
everybody
VG and I
says.
were going back and forth. I covered baseball a long time ago, and that was a regular occurrence back then, where guys would make their plea to the general manager, because listen, most players don't like the GM, right? Like, it's rare that you like the general manager. You view the front office as suits, right? Like, there's always a distrust I'll never forget when the GM would make the trip, and they're like, oh, daddy's on the road, daddy's on the trip, right? Like, they would always have snide comments about the general manager. And plus, there's like half of them don't even respect them, because like they view them as guys that, unless they played or unless they're true baseball guys, a lot of them, especially with the analytics people too, there's that kind of views toward them. So I kind of loved Harper putting the pressure to screws to Dombrowski.
So did I. And you bring up that you had experiences of players saying that too. Like, was that on camera though? I mean, that would be my question. It's like it's a little different when it's in writing versus on camera. It doesn't quite hit as harsh.
Yeah, it was writing. It was, guys back when I was doing it, it was way more, the writers had way more power and influence. Right.
Right. And probably able to have more like casual conversations with guys who are going to open up and say that. I will say that, Dombrowski, it stuck out to me as soon as Dombrowski got to the Phillies, how differently he runs an organization as opposed to past Phillies GMs I had covered. Like Matt Klentak was never on the road. Dombrowski, was pretty much on every single road trip the first 3 years that he was leading the Phillies. He's a guy who's ever present, whether it's in a dugout during batting practice. Like he doesn't just he's not like with his head in the binder looking at all the metrics. He's a guy who wants to see things on the field, see how a guy's swinging early in the day. So I didn't, until all of this, all of this bad blood that's brewing between Harper and Dombrowski over the last year, until this point, I didn't really can put him in that box of like maybe like the suit that isn't as well respected as the former player type. But honestly, you're seeing in this Harper Dombrowski war of words that both guys still feel a certain way about it. I mean, Harper went on that Spittin' Chicklets podcast with the hockey guys a couple weeks before the Barstool hockey guys a couple weeks before the season started, and he acknowledged like that's not something I want my president of baseball operations saying in public, the whole not elite thing. And so now, he's chiming in that like Dave Dombrowski hasn't done a good job either. And I'm sure that's ruffled some feathers, two very strong-willed personalities, but nothing Harper said was not true. I mean, it's something that everybody who's watching the Phillies, following them, covering them agrees with. And you look at the list of moves Dombrowski has made, like this was a pretty terrible offseason in retrospect. You re-signed Kyle Schwarber, which you needed to do, but the two guys you brought in to help push this thing along, Brad Keller didn't perform, out for the season. Adolis Garcia didn't perform, out for the season. And now you got to look at who's going to be Harrison Bader or Austin Hayes or whoever you can get as a rental at this deadline. And hopefully, you cross your fingers that the guy can produce. But I honestly wonder about Dombrowski's future here too. Like he hasn't done a good enough job to warrant years and years of an extension, and he's getting up there in age. Who knows how much longer he wants to do this job to begin with. There's the uncertainty about 2027, but he hasn't made the finishing pieces. Like you would have thought a guy who's arrived with his resume, his ability to get big deals done would have advanced this thing a little bit farther than it has.
I'll be honest with you. I find him to be a colossal disappointment because when you're given the checkbook that you're given, there's no excuse not to be a contender. Now you go, well, he went to a World Series, and yes, he did in a year where they were dead in the water and then got hot, right? Which is baseball. Now, you did certain things and you added, but the problem is the foresight was never there. The foresight from the general manager, like you knew you had a bone problem 3 years ago. and you did nothing about it. In fact, you devalued the kid by talking about it instead of just moving on. Like, I know GMs that just move on from the guy. Like, like I'll take prospect 9 and 14 just to move on, and then I'll worry about free agency for my third baseman, right? Or whatever I got to do. First of all, the farm system has dried up and it's become barren under his watch. Like, they're not developing anything under his watch. And then you start to go, all right, well, like on the big club, what did you do? And again, like yesterday, Bohm, I keep harping on it because it annoys the hell out of me that he was late covering third base on the steal. Like, I can't yell at my kids for that.
Yeah. With Bohm, and there's a couple other players that this is true of, it's almost like the Phillies became too obsessed with getting fair value for them in a trade when really what they needed to do was just open up the spot. Open up the spot. Let's see if somebody else can seize it. Who cares if you get $100 for Alec Bohm? If you get 70 cents on the dollar for him, but then you open up another spot that you can potentially add someone who helps you more, you should have done that. And I agree that the lack of foresight has been surprising over the last couple of years because, for example, when Dombrowski first got here, I would say that the Brandon Marsh acquisition was exercising foresight. He acquired a young outfielder who was like on the come up, right? And they probably did win that trade for Logan O'Hoppe, who was already dealt again from the Angels to the Rangers this week. They won the trade for Jesus Luzardo. But other than those two moves,
yeah, Luzardo was a great trade. I give him that all day long. Great trade.
But like other than those two moves, what can you point to? The Joan Duran trade. Again, you sold high on Mick Abel. You were fortunate that Mick Abel was able to, have a really hot 2 months. But yeah, like not getting outfielders when you knew you needed to. I still go back to last offseason when you signed Max Kepler. Like the last thing you needed was a left-handed hitting outfielder, and that's what you added. Like there have been a lot of questionable moves over the years, and that's why the Phillies are in the position they're in right now, where like there's like 6 out of 9 guys on a daily basis that if they're not locked in, red hot at the plate, they don't have an alternate way of getting on base. Like the only 3 guys on this team whose approach I'm consistently impressed by at the plate are Harper, Schwarber, and Stott. Other than that, you have a lot of free swingers who make outs early in counts and make a lot of weak contact. JT, Bohm, Trey Turner swings at everything. Brandon Marsh has been swinging at everything lately. And so I don't think one hitter is going to change the trajectory of this offense unless the key guys just can flip a switch. And, we saw last October the Phillies could not flip a switch.
It's funny. He reminds me so much of Daryl Morey in that they have huge reputations, big with stars, and really lacked a plan. Lacked, like, if you go look at the Morey moves, like, he was always piecemealing at the end, always trying to fill out a roster, kind of ignored the role players, right? Didn't have great foresight into what the team didn't have that vision. And I feel like Dombrowski's the same thing. Like, they kind of I guess they got bullied into the Bichette thing, right? Because it came out, and everybody's like, go get Bichette, it's a right-handed bat. And was like, all right, and they go in and they're high five, and then they get snookered. And then after that, it was like, let me rush to JT. Now again, JT is still a terrific defensive catcher, and I got no problem with JT because you had no other catching answers because you let that position go. But all right, you want to re-sign JT, but they rushed right in, overpaid him, right? Like you bid against yourself. Like all those little things, like that $10 million you could have saved off the JT in the totality of the contract could turn into a player. Like what were you looking at that you were so left-handed dominant? Like you got, again, go back to the Crawford thing. Another lefty, man. At some point, you got to move one of the lefties. You should have sold that. You could have sold high on that kid. I'd still sell high on the kid. I would have sold high on Marsh, right? Like you need to have foresight into seeing this thing.
Yeah, and there's no selling high on a guy like Marsh now because now like the flip side of that coin has come to fruition where he's just not making contact and he's struggling as much as he was succeeding in the first half. The JT move, they were bidding against themselves. There was probably no other team that was going to give him upwards of $12 million a year. It honestly, it kind of reminds me of this whole LeBron saga, where the teams that missed out on LeBron, now all of a sudden they have to pivot at the very end of their offseason to figure out, well, what are we going to do with the money that we might have been able to allocate there? And maybe that ends up being Jonathan Kuminga for a team, the way it ended up being JT Realmuto for the Phillies. Yeah, the thing is too is like when you look at 2027 and beyond, you don't like even if you get rentals at this deadline, you still need substantial help next season. You have a shortstop that you're going to 100% have to move off of shortstop next season. Like I don't think there's any question about Trey Turner whether or not he can still play that position. He can't. He's making like 3, 4, 5 errors a week lately. He's probably going to lead all of baseball for the second time in 4 years in that category. So it's a lot of questions that have to be answered. And oh, by the way, just because you won 3 out of every 4 games behind Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo in the first half doesn't mean you're doing that in the second half. And we've seen that this week with a blown lead after Luzardo leaves the game and with Wheeler only be able to give them a couple innings before he was removed from that start in Miami.
Well, that's a great point because you can't rely, and this is what they're doing, solely on those 3 dudes. Like, they're going to, it's a long season, right? So Wheeler's going to have a start like that. Luzardo is going to have moments like that where he gets too much of the plate, gives up a bomb, right? And then, Sanchez, since that inning streak, his ERA is over 5, right? So, they're fallible. It's a long season, man. Like, you just can't be totally on them. It strikes me as just awful leadership as to go, this is what we're backing on every night.
And Duran, you can put in that tier as well because he's going to blow a save every once in a while.
Right.
Like he's going to allow soft contact a few times in an inning the way he did earlier this week against Miami. But when you're so top heavy, it's exactly right. You need Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, Duran, Harper, Schwarber to be like the A+ of themselves every single day in order to win games. And if they're not, you're relying on the occasional 2-run homer by a Bohm or the occasional 2-run single with runners in scoring position. And by the way, you mentioned Bichette a little bit earlier. That's the one irony here is that it's probably a good thing they didn't sign Bo Bichette. I don't know if he'd be doing the same thing he's doing here, but his at-bats have been pathetic.
Oh, they're horrible.
And
look, they dodged the bullet, right? So, and listen, I wanted him too. So I can't, I dodged the bullet. So I get it. Like we lucked out that Bichette's not here. What are you hearing, real quick before we get into potential trades, what are you hearing about Wheeler? Was it just a blip or, the velo is concerning. Like when you're down that much, that's what scares me.
Sure. Yeah, it was if really you could tell right away from the first inning of that game, he didn't have the normal zip on his fastball, Zach Wheeler. I'm not concerned until I see it happen again. If he comes out his next start and he's throwing 91, 92, 93 early as opposed to 95, then maybe it's something you worry about. But I'm going to take him at his word that it was just the ball wasn't coming out great that day. There have been starts over the last couple of years, even before the TOS surgery, where Zach Wheeler just didn't have his best heater that day. He's still usually able to get outs despite that. The Phillies obviously felt concerned enough to take him out early in that game because, they weren't taking him out of that game just because of performance. They were taking them out because they were a little bit worried that everything might not be right. And that's the last thing you need for this team because you're not going anywhere if Zach Wheeler's not 100%. But we're going to see him pitch again, I guess on Monday. And, if he comes out and he still has the same stuff, then it becomes a concern. But if he looks back to himself, and I think that they're just going to, put that quickly in the rearview mirror.
Corey, there was a brief mention about him being nauseous and a flu bug going around the team. Do you think that could have had an impact on him that day?
Yeah, sure. He said after the game he didn't want to make the excuse about it, which I always find funny when a guy brings something like that up and then they say, I don't want to make an excuse.
Yeah.
Well, then you should have brought it up in the first place. I'm not saying that, but Schwarber's dealing with this stomach thing too. So there's obviously something going around the clubhouse right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully it's it.
What's that worm, that bug?
That parasite. I don't know what. Cyclospora?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They got bad lettuce in the clubhouse.
They got bad lettuce. All right. So this is what you got, right? So you're starting a series in Baltimore, who are, basically dead. But then you come home, and what I thought was going to be a great way to get healthy, You got 4 games against Washington as the deadline hits. 4-game series at home against Abrams and Wood and Garcia, right? Like lefties that can flat out rake. They all of a sudden, I go, oh, I'm scared of them. They're like, now they're pitching as they're pitching, but they're scary.
Right. But they might have Connolly early in that series, the lefty they got from the Red Sox in exchange for Curtis Mead. And Cade Cavalli's had a really good year for the Nationals. He's pitched pretty well against the Phillies a couple times. So, that is a team
they got
that you
the
have
other
to worry
kid,
about.
too. Who's the other kid? He's good. They're all the
Foster
starters.
Griffin, the lefty?
Yeah, Connor Griffin. They're all the problem is their bullpen. So they've been getting decent starting pitching.
Look at the numbers, the runs they put up over the last few games: 5, 7, 7, 8, 2, 5, 10, 2, 8. I mean, the Nationals put up.
It's been all season long.
Yeah, you're gonna have to score some runs to beat this team.
I mean,
it's always interesting when you see a team like that really take off offensively, because it's like, how are they so much better than the Phillies? How have they scored so many more runs than the Phillies? Well, the main component of it is that you have a leadoff man in James Wood, who has like a 400 on base percentage, who's also a threat to pop one, who's always a threat to steal bases. You combine that with Abrams' power and the emergence of a guy like Luis Garcia. Those are the types of emergences the Phillies haven't had. Like, they haven't had a guy develop the way Garcia's turned into like a 20-plus home run guy. Those Nationals players have continued to take steps forward in the way that you would have hoped, like a Bohm and,
they're like, they're like in their prime, you're right. Like, they're blue chippers, The thing that I questioned was trading Mead. Now, I know Mead got hurt. He got hit
immediately.
Yeah. His first game, Boston got hit. But I thought that was a mistake because he gave them balance, good right-handed balance. They're very lefty dominant with Wood, although Wood and Abrams both hit lefties, and Garcia, who's got a lot of pop at first base, and he's a lefty.
Well, we were just talking about selling high, and that was an example of the Nationals front office thinking they were selling high on Curtis Mead to get a player they thought was better and fits them better in Connolly early. So, I mean, you think about that. Like, I don't know if the Phillies could have traded Brandon Marsh 2 months ago, but it's kind of a similar thing where a guy's having a career year and he's at his peak, he's at his hottest point, and you flip him for a player who might be able to help you even more. I guess it's a little easier to do that when you're in the Nationals position where there aren't humongous expectations than when you're the Phillies and you're expected to win a World Series and every single win is so crucial. But we've been talking about the need for creativity. And I'm sure Dave Dombrowski, Preston Mattingly are having dozens and dozens of phone calls with different teams right now trying to figure this out. The latest name that I've seen is Zach Neto of the Angels. You're seeing that a lot now, connected to the Phillies, the shortstop, big power, big strikeouts, a better defender than Trey Turner. My overall takeaway on him is I'm just not sold that he's the player I trade all my top assets for. And that's the problem, is that there is not.
I agree.
I
like him. But if I only have so many prospects to trade, he strikes out a ton.
Which this lineup does not need. His on base is better than you think because he strikes out.
Yeah. No, he'll walk.
Yeah.
He just strikes out. His outs are usually weirdly.
I think he's leading the league right now in the strikeout.
Yeah, and all that team, that Angels team, all they do is strike out. And I'm just worried because his power goes in bunches. That's another thing. And I don't know. I mean, he's a risk. I don't know what he is.
If the Phillies go that route, it would be because they just acknowledge that it's hard as hell to find a right-handed impact bat in the trade market these days. Personally, though, I would rather just go get rentals than to trade all my top assets for a player I'm not sold on. Like, if the Phillies come away from this deadline with, say, like George Springer, Robbie Ray, and Pete Fairbanks, that's 3 rentals. They're probably all going to cost you a little bit because they're all, pretty good. But that, to me, you're a better team. You're probably not on the Dodgers level, but you also didn't have to trade away Francisco Renteria or Gage Wood for those guys. You could maybe use some of your second-tier prospects who aren't great to begin with either. But it has to just be the perfect person if you're trading from a barren farm system and depleting it even more.
What's the deal with just curious, what's the deal with Fairbanks?
He's a free agent after the season. And I mean, the Marlins just swept the Phillies, so they probably feel like they're right back in it now. But that's
that was my point to you.
away.
Like, I was going to say to you, like, what do you think? Like, you think they would actually move him? I mean, I always liked his arm.
As of a week ago, I thought that they were 100% going to move him because he's on a 1-year, $13 million contract. The Marlins probably aren't re-signing him after the season. And they oftentimes get guys like that over the winter specifically to flip them in July if they're not contending. But yeah, I mean, they just swept the Phillies. They probably feel like they're right back in it. And you'd need to really entice them to do it, especially because you're in the division. But the fact that he's a rental, again, you're probably not trading one of your top 5 prospects. You could probably get that deal done for a guy who ranks closer to 7 to 10 on your list if the Marlins are interested enough. But that's the big problem right now is that there's like 20 teams that feel like they're still in it. There's so few sellers, and if you're a seller, you have no urge whatsoever to make a move today. Let them all bid each other up because even for the rentals, you're probably going to get something better than you would have expected.
Padres, are they gonna sell?
Yeah, they're gonna sell. They're gonna sell. I mean,
would they
AJ
sell
Preller's.
Tatis?
I don't know about that. That's interesting. I haven't even thought about that. So he's a guy who's on a long-term deal with a lot of money. He's disappointed relative to the contract, although he's turned it around over the last like 6 weeks. Finally
Remember, he
started to
went
hit
the
for some
first
power.
like 2.5 months without a home run, and now
Right.
he's got, I don't know, he's got probably a dozen.
Yeah, and see, that's the kind of guy that I might trade all my top assets for,
Yes.
because that can push you forward. That can drastically raise your offensive ceiling. And I mean, there's a huge difference between playing your games at Petco Park versus playing them at Citizens Bank Park. He probably
Right.
loses like 10 homers a year there.
Yes.
So you can't really even just translate the numbers 1-to-1. That's an interesting one because the Padres often move guys that you didn't even expect. Like you didn't even think that he would be on the block. Wouldn't shock me, if AJ Preller considers that. It's just he's the face of that franchise. They seem to be in the mode of like if they're going to trade away one of their top pieces, they want to attach one of their terrible contracts. Like a Bogarts who's owed all that money.
Hey, you got money.
Yeah. Might as well wield it.
You got money. You got money. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You got money. You got money. You got to do it. Hey, do me a favor, brother. Can you sit tight 1 second? I just got to take care of business, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I want to throw the Blue Jay stuff at you, and what kind of needs to happen, go through the schedule and that sort of thing. Okay.
Well, let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. That's right. We love our Dick's Sporting Goods, the greatest. Dick's Sporting Goods. Yes. Fall sports is underway. Oh, we love it. Our fall sports, football, fall baseball, fall softball, you name it, soccer. It's all about to commence. We're going to hit August, and it's time. I can't wait to go check out my local Dick's Sporting Goods at the Deptford Mall. Bring my Massimo over. Let's go. Here we go. We got some cleats. We got this. We got that. Let's roll, baby. And they have all the greatest equipment. You cannot believe the equipment that they there. It's the greatest. But they have all the sporting goods. It's our dream sport. Like, we love it. There's nothing like it. All the fan gear. All right, you want Birds. You want Phils. You want Sixers. It's all there. You go through it. They got everything. Dicks.com. Head there. Get all the stuff you need, whether it's the backfields with the kids getting ready or your own fan gear ready for go to the stadium. Dick's, the house of sports, starts here. It's officially summer when Hoagie Fest comes back to Wawa. I got to ask you, what's your Wawa order? Mine, I'm going classic Italian. I love my Wawa hoagies. Hoagie Fest is back this year, bringing even more value to the table. Right now, you get a shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, plus a bag of Hers chips and a small fountain drink for $6. You're extra hungry? It's only $8 for a classic meal. Whether you're grabbing lunch between meetings, fueling up before a game, or making a quick stop on a summer road trip, it's an easy, delicious meal at a great price. I love it. We stop on the way to baseball. Hoagie Fest, fuel up after, between games. Big flavor, great value, same Hoagie Fest energy we all know and love. But it's only here for a limited time, so get it while you can. Hoagie Fest is back at Wawa. Gotta have Wawa. Wawa, we love our Corey. That's right, Corey. No one better covering the Phils. So here we go. We got Monday to count down on. You said it to start, 100 hours. So we're talking about these names. Neto. I mean, I'm good with Joe Adele. Like, please, I don't need another guy with a hole in the swing like that. All right, you might as well drill 3 holes in his bat. All right, because he ain't getting a lot of contact. So, are you fixable? We started if they went to Toronto and got Hoffman and Springer and maybe Gossman. I mean, I don't like Gossman. I know he came up and he's been getting hit. Like, he looks like he's on the downswing for me. What's your plan? What about Baltimore? Anybody you like there?
Well, with Toronto, they do have multiple pieces that could help, but I just feel like you never see trades where one team fills all of the other team's holes because they would prefer to like split that up and get prospects from multiple organization, take more bites at the apple. But the Blue Jays do have, I mean, Hoffman, Springer, Gausman. That would fit all 3 needs. I guess I like Gausman a little bit more than you do. I do agree he's probably on the downswing and he hasn't pitched nearly as well this year as he did the previous like 2 or 3, but he's at least like a seasoned pitcher who has playoff pedigree, who you could slot in ahead of Aaron Nola. He would be an upgrade over Aaron Nola and would start a playoff game ahead of Aaron Nola. And I just firmly believe you need a number 4 starter, not a number 5 starter, because you need to be able to just remove any need to start Nola in a playoff series, because that might be game 1 of an NLDS, for example, where you require him. Springer does interest me. You know, among the right-handed bats we've been discussing for months, like a Joe Adele. To your point, I agree. I don't want another guy with a 290 on base percentage, and that's what he is. Whereas George Springer, we've seen how hot he can get. He had a career year last year out of nowhere, like in his mid-30s. Everybody thought he was done, and then he was able to put things together. And Springer stunk at the beginning of this season, but finally he's starting to hit for both average and power. So I would go get a guy like that in an instant. And like,
let me just give you Gausman, right?
Yeah.
This is his last few starts, June 19th. 7 runs in 2 innings.
Oof.
June 25th, 6 runs, 10 hits, 6 innings against the Rangers. Rangers tattooed him. Pitched well against the Mets, 1 run in 6 innings. The Giants, who stink, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 5 1/3. The Padres, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 6. The Rays on July 21st, 4 runs, 6 hits. 5 runs, 9 hits, and 3 1/3. And then the Reds, 3 runs, 6 hits, 6 innings.
I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, his ERA's risen substantially since the end of May. Like, over his last 10 starts, Gausman is 0-7 with a 6.32 ERA. So it's not numbers that are going to jump off the page to you. It's just that being a rental pitcher, being a guy who is getting older, like, you're probably not going to have to trade a ton for him. And if you get 12 starts out of him and he gives you like a 3.5 ERA over 12 starts.
Listen, I get what you're thinking. I do. I was just hoping for more of an upgrade, I guess.
I think of the 3 needs, though, that the starting pitcher, like, you need it. Obviously, you need it to get to the playoffs. But, like, if that guy's not a super impactful piece, it's not as big of a deal as if the right-handed bat is not as impactful.
I agree. I guess my point, I'd rather have Robbie Ray.
Yeah, I mean,
I could use Robbie Ray in the playoffs as a reliever.
Well, yeah, you could.
Or a 4th star.
And you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could use a Robbie Ray. He hasn't really ever pitched in relief, but you could bring him in as a lefty specialist.
Or, game 4 starter type of thing,
Yeah. And the difference between Ray and Gausman is that Ray is more prone to those like 97 pitches over 4 2/3 innings starts where he's super inefficient and he's out of the game before you get to the 6th. But again, in the playoffs, the leashes are so much shorter anyway. Like, you don't see number 3, number 4 starters go deep into playoff games anymore as it is. You see managers going to their bullpen by the 5th inning, by that 3rd time through. Like the scenario I laid out before we went to break where, like, say you're able to get like a Springer, a Fairbanks, and a Robbie Ray. Say the Phillies come away with a deadline like that. How would that leave you feeling after Monday? Would you feel like, okay, this team has a chance to make some noise in the playoffs? Or would you be like, prove it to me?
Yeah, I try to have it like I wanted them I wanted to be saved, so I'm going to try to look at it a little optimistically. My biggest issue is I think you need 2 bats.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my biggest fear is that I also think you need to make a major trade where you're trading regulars. Like, they should move Bohm, Marsh, Crawford. Like, I would move one of those guys. Those are your Stott. Those 4 guys are your most movable, right? Like, you're not going to move Turner. You're not going to move Harper. You're not going to move Schwarber. You're not moving JT. Those other guys, I would look to move. I think you need to move 2 of those guys to shake up the chemistry and shake up the room as well as give you a bat.
They badly need a shakeup. There's no doubt about that. It's not even just like the on-field product.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole personality and vibe and energy around this team. They desperately need a shakeup. And, you just mentioned like maybe trading a couple of those guys. As always, the problem is that the one guy who has the most trade value, who's playing the best right now, you can't trade him. It's Stott. I mean, you need him. Like you need him because of his defense and the value he gives you in
Well, if I got a
ways.
second baseman back with power from the right side,
Sure, if you fill that hole in that trade, yeah. I just don't know if that's even
like if
possible.
I got Tatis to play second, are you happy with that?
So you'd probably have to give up in that trade, Wood, Renteria, multiple members of your major league team.
I don't know. You're right, but Stott, Stott would be part of that trade. Again, I agree with you, but like I'm open for. My point is, I got to be open for business. Like I want to be open for business, and there's no position that's safe. I'm going to look. Obviously, I need outfield, but I'll look at second. I'll look at short to move Turner to the outfield, and I'll look at third.
And that's why I keep saying Luis Ariz. I'm not saying that can be the only offensive piece they get, but if they get a power bat and they add Luis Ariz, even though he's a lefty, all of a sudden now your offense might be meaningfully better because you have added like a set it and forget it 310 hitter to the top of your order. And he's probably the most likely player in all of baseball to be traded by Monday, Luis Ariz, because he's a rental on a clearly selling team. Going to be a lot of teams after him. But again, that's the kind of thing where, like, in my opinion, get him and then figure it out positionally. Put someone at third base, whether it's Stott or Ariz or whatever. But you can't just be looking at this in a straightforward way of, we need a right-handed bat. We're going to go get this year's Austin Hayes or this year's Harrison Bader. That ain't good enough. Like, you need like a whole transfusion of your offense.
I agree. Yeah. Do you need a whole transfusion? Where you at? You feel better?
No. None of these names or situations feel good at all.
Yeah.
And I want Gage Wood, but he's the top of everyone's wish list right now. So any move's going to get rid of Gage Wood.
Yeah, and I just think they're going to have to end up trading him if they want something big at this deadline, because that's the only way you're going to start to get teams to even like listen for a valuable veteran, is if you say to them, okay, this player's on the table. Because if the offer begins with like Cade Obermueller or Gabriel Rincones Jr., I'm sorry, but I don't think that's not enticing another team enough.
No, I mean, pitching wise, I'd be okay at Reed Detmers. I think he'd be a decent upgrade. I think he's on the last
really
year.
like him.
He'd be nice.
Yeah, I actually really like Reed. Well, so I think he has 1 year beyond this year, Reed Detmers, and I like him a lot. I mean, I would rather have him than Skubal, not because I think he's better than Skubal, but because I think that like he might give you more value being under an additional year of team control, and you might not have to trade as much as you would for a Skubal. He's a guy who's gotten better and better, and it just follows like the entire trajectory of the Angels, that as soon as he actually puts things together and gets good is when it's time for them to trade him away.
Yeah.
But that's a guy who would be high on my list, Reed Detmers.
Yeah, you're right. He's got 2 more years of control arbitration.
Yeah. He's a good strikeout guy. I'm with you. Court, always fun, buddy. Thanks, my brother. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Sounds good. See you,
Thanks,
guys.
buddy. The great Corey Sideman. Let's take a quick TO, come back, do a couple nugs, and bid farewell.
I do. And let me tell you what I like. Something that actually rewards the way you already spend your money. And that's exactly what you get with the Everyday Elite Visa credit card from TrueMark Credit Union. We're talking up to 4% cash back on eligible purchases, including gas. We know how that racks up those prices. So for a limited time, new card holders also get a 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months, and then 17.99 APR after that. More cash back, less catch. Apply today at TrueMark.com or stop by any of the TrueMark credit unions. 24 conveniently located branch locations Rates are based on creditworthiness, 4% cash back on eligible purchases, bonus categories capped annually, and restrictions do apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details, and they are insured by the NCUA. You know that feeling when you just need a quick reset, but you don't feel like dealing with airports, long drives, overcomplicated travel plans. That's why Montgomery County, Pennsylvania is such a great getaway spot for Philly area travelers. It's got a little bit of everything you want. History, some shopping, some entertainment, some outdoor adventure, and great food. All just outside the city. A really quick, easy ride. You get to spend a day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park. You can hit the shops at the King of Prussia Mall, check out live entertainment. Or if you want, explore some of the amazing small towns and hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 years of summer, there's never been a better time to experience this history and the stories that help shape the country. So whether it's a couple's trip, a little family weekend, a sports road trip, or just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, and start your retreat today at valleyforge.org.
All right. Let's get some VG's notes.
VG's nuts. Nuts. It's just time for VG's nuts. VG's nuts. Nuts.
So I hear you've been to Louisiana for some college football.
I have. Baton Rouge.
It gets warm there, right? LSU, that area?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They got a new thing going on with the LSU Tigers and their helmets.
Really?
Yeah. A little air conditioning.
Wow, really?
Built-in cooling system in their helmets to help the players stay cool.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Great idea. I don't know.
Genius.
Do we have video?
That's genius.
Yeah. So they got some player reactions to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the idea to have some.
The next nog. I'm throwing you a bone with the next one.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel bad after tweaking me. What?
I don't tweak you.
Yes, you do.
Here we go. Here are the football players react to air conditioned helmet.
This shit feel good.
Yeah? How's it feel, right?
I feel hella good, actually.
Yeah.
How long this lasts? Like,
5 hours.
Oh, shit.
5 hours it'll last.
Wow.
All season you got it for the games and
Few
practice.
overtimes.
Oh, yeah, these hard.
Yeah.
I miss one, I ain't gonna lie. I feel hella
Great
good.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah, that's for real.
Yeah.
That's
We
for
got practicing
real.
games this season.
That's crazy.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that.
Definite
Yeah, man.
advantage.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
A warm night.
Yeah, man.
A warm, humid night. Definite advantage.
That feels
That's
good,
huge.
bro.
Love it.
Where? Where?
That's nice.
Yeah, all right, so we're going to go to San Diego. Oh, no, it's not San Diego, right? Where are they at now? Your Chargers. I can't keep track.
Where are the Chargers?
Where are your Chargers at? L.A.
My Chargers.
Yeah,
at
your
Los
Chargers
Angeles.
in L.A. We're going to Los Angeles.
Oh, you want to tweak me? You just tweak me
No,
again.
this is nice because I'm in. I'm going to be a Chargers fan after this.
I don't like the Chargers. God. Go ahead. I want to punch you.
Coach, you feel the juice, Coach? You feel the juice?
Yeah.
We just got too many ball guys.
You can't help yourself.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Look at us run to the line of scrimmage.
I think of it like all the investment that's been made.
Right.
You know? It's like putting money in the bank. Now it's time to start withdrawing.
I've never wanted training camp to start more. Coach, you feel the juice, Coach? You feel the juice?
I feel the juice, Coach. You feel the juice.
That's cringe, man.
I like McDaniel.
I do too. I like it, but it's the kind of cringe.
Yeah.
Feel the juice, coach? Like these guys that feel the juice, like, you know, come on, bro. A report from Bo from camp.
Okay.
Tank Bigsby TD run. Cole Payton throws a pick to Chance Campbell. Tanner McKee to Britton Covey beats the first team defense.
Wow. Britton Covey.
First team O struggles to move the ball against the backup D.
I don't hear that. Come on,
That
Bo.
kind of day. That's what
Right, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it's supposed to be.
It's going to happen.
It's camp. It's practice. All right. Moment in time What do you got? I know you got something for me.
Yeah, we talked about this guy a little while
Brought to us
ago.
by Valley Forge.
We're going to go back to 1972, I think. With a young Vern Lundquist. Little hair.
Look at that stadium.
Those on the field are not the Baltimore Colts. They are not the Green Bay Packers, nor the New York Jets, nor the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the Dallas Cowboys, and it seems a bit unreal to see them here, because they are here, of course, as yet another facet in the culmination of what Clint Murkison called last January his 12-year plan for the
I
club.
don't. He's thin. He's got hair.
All-Stars in less than 2 hours, a game that you'll be watching on Channel 8.
This microphone looks like an 8.
Channel 8.
The Cowboys have been looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
Coach Landry is quite serious about it. We have heard rumblings out in Thousand Oaks, California all week to the effect that he does not plan to play many rookies because he does not want
His voice got
team
better
to
as he
become
got
the first
older.
professional team
Yeah.
to lose since 1963.
Over. We talked about him
Just
earlier. I
another
saw that pop.
Hey, I love it. There you go.
Little-
Moment in time.
Little young Vern.
Little young Vern. That's cool.
Hey,
I
Vern.
like it.
Hey, Vern.
I like
Hey,
it.
Vern.
All right. No Phillies, so there's no loss tonight.
Oh, man.
So we get a nice, relaxing evening. Everybody, we love you. Yeah. Jules, rules. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.